The NCAA Men's College World Series studio is built by the Home Depot, official home improvement partner of the Men's College World Series. Game 3, North Carolina and Oklahoma. Gentlemen, who wins and why?
Boys, only a fool would pick against the SEC winning their 7th straight national title in our sport. I will take the Tar Heels. So much program pedigree. Their pitching gets it done.
Game 3 tonight. National championship on the line. The winner tonight is college baseball and college baseball fans. That's the winner tonight.
We're not getting a pick?
Not going to get a pick.
All right, maybe later. We've got an altcast on ESPNU. For now, to the crew calling it upstairs, we send you to Carl Ravitch.
All right, Mike, thank you very much. And look at that scene. It could be no prettier. And Oklahoma and North Carolina know what is ahead of them. Win, and you are a champion. The college baseball season stretched to the brink. Its breaking point is on us now. Omaha has been a home to a number of memorable, indelible moments at this World Series. And a winner-take-all Game 3 is the perfect canvas for either Oklahoma or North Carolina to paint another. Tonight, one will say, we are champions.
We're made for this moment, and we'll be ready for it.
Omaha. This time of year, it turns from city to center of the baseball world.
Till the river runs dry.
We like our backs against the wall. We like that pressure.
Gallagher's fired, and he got him! North Carolina has forced Game 3.
We just can't let that desperation turn into anxiety.
I've been there, and it was a dream come true.
Capital S superstar.
Playing the sport you always loved, with a national title on the line.
This is just the beginning.
If you win, you will be remembered forever.
This is just the beginning.
That ball is smoked. Boomer Sooners again.
And we just have to get the job done.
Off goes Yard. Tar Heels are right back in it.
People are going to be fighting for every out, for every pitch.
There's no team more dangerous with its season on the line.
This is just the beginning.
If you can do it one time, you can do it again.
We're going to fight until the last out.
This is Game 3 of the Men's College World Series Finals.
Thank you, Paul Skeens. Nobody said it better. Nobody pitched it better. And welcome, everybody. As you see, North Carolina and Oklahoma, the last two standing. And it's often said in baseball, it's not who you play, it's when you play them. And for the Sooners, the last month has been full of highs. An offensive explosion in Game 1 moved the momentum forward. Now can they regain it tonight and take home a title for the first time since 1994? And for North Carolina, a must-win Game 2 was met with timely hitting. And another statement from a freshman pitcher named Caden Glauber, who doesn't know what it means to lose. The Heels are 29-0 when he appears in a game. If that record reaches 30, North Carolina will have baseball title number 1. This is their 13th attempt to get it. We'll see if tonight is the night for Carolina Blue. Of course, Chris Burke, my buddy Kyle Peterson, Chris Budden down on the field, and welcome everyone. Game 7 of the Major League World Series was unbelievable. Will Game 3 be amazing? This is an opportunity of a lifetime for these kids and a chance to cement a legacy.
Yeah, no question. Game 3, the pinnacle of our sport. What makes it so unique, every day you come to the ballpark, you have the hope of tomorrow. Not tonight. Tonight it's all on the line, and the pressure's different, the intensity's different. Fascinated to see who handles that the best, and KP really interested because both these teams are sending freshmen out to the mound.
Yeah, you don't see this very often. Game 3 of the finals, you get two freshmen out there, and not just two freshmen that haven't been out there very much. For Jackson Rose, it's his first start in over a month. However, the times that he has pitched in the postseason, he's been outstanding. 12 innings, has not given up a run. For Oklahoma, well, Nick Wesloski has pitched, but just 2 starts the entire year. One of them came here, and then that start he was good. So you got to think there's some level of a comfort factor, but the fact remains, whoever wins the national title will rely very heavily on a freshman arm tonight.
Yeah, freshman, upperclassmen, this is a ultimate team game, but in the end, in a situation like this, you do need your stars to shine.
Yeah, and both these teams have star players. For North Carolina, it's their center fielder, Owen Hall, who has been Mr. Clutch for them all season long, leads this team in RBIs, and he has been on full display here at the College World Series, leads his team in hits and home runs in Omaha. He can do it with the glove. He can do it with the bat. Dayton LaChance Big Maple, as they call him, from Canada, has been hitting everything. Leads the country in home runs since May 1st. As dangerous of a hitter as there has been here in Omaha. You see LaChance leads the tied for most in the NCAA tournament. Owen Hull leads the tournament in hits. We have 2 stars. They need to show up tonight.
It is generally about your strength up the middle. And the Renaissance man, Owen Hull, is a center fielder. And the big backstop behind the plate is Dayton LaChance. Can they get it done for their teams? Will it be the Heels or the Sooners? We'll find out with first pitch coming up for a title.
Welcome back to the Men's College World Series presented by Capital One. Game 3 here in Omaha. OU head coach Skip Johnson has not won a national title yet, but he coached under someone that won a few of them, the late Texas legend Augie Garrido. And the lesson that he learned from him that he's taken into Omaha is one pitch at a time. The idea that after the last pitch, after the last game, you flush it and your only focus is on that next one. And that lesson has never been more important heading into today.
It's just about one pitch. Their belief system in themselves, how they prepare. Easy for us to talk about as coaches, but it's really hard to live.
Take a deep breath and just like settle in, getting in the moment to pitch and then getting out of the moment of the result and then just moving on to the next one.
Stay in the small moment, like being goldfish a little bit, like 10-second memory and stuff like that.
It gives everybody a little bit of confidence to know that what's happened in the past doesn't matter. All you got to do is focus on the next pitch.
And he used that phrase in a social media post just a couple hours ago with another phrase that they've used here a lot here in Omaha. Yesterday is dead. And Ravi, I talked to an assistant coach for OU who told me yesterday some of these guys just wanted it so much that didn't work for them. So today is go out and enjoy it.
Yeah, and that's a lot easier said than done. KB, thank you. Look forward to all the reports during the course of our game tonight. So this is a Sooner offense that at times has been phenomenal, especially the last month or so. As we take a look at their batting order, it's brought to you by Capital One. On the season, 93 home runs. And what's unique about this team, their stolen bases, 134 of them this season.
Yeah, and the 2 guys in the middle are the ones you have to handle. LaChance, we hit him in the open. Jackson Willits, his shortstop, has been a star as well. And they've been fantastic throughout the course of the World Series. But just 1 for 8 yesterday. They need those dudes to show up tonight.
We're going to face a left-hander that hasn't been out there in a while from a starting standpoint, but he has been good out of the bullpen. Jackson Rose, the lefty, fastball low 90s. Slider's been his best swing and miss. In fact, nobody has a hit off it this year. He's going to throw it more to lefties than he is to righties. The changeup is very good. Good control guy, but has not given up many hits. Just 29 hits allowed in 15 1/3 innings this year.
Boys, the game within the game. Now, the Sooners are a very good breaking ball hitting team, and you just mentioned that they haven't got a hit against that guy's slider, so something to keep an eye on as we get set for the first pitch of a winner-take-all Game 3. 13th winner-take-all Game 3 since we went to this current format. And both sides have very, very good fan bases here, and that first one is in there for a strike at 91 to get us going. Jason Walk is the leadoff hitter in Omaha, 400. College World Series Finals hitting very well.
Outside!
Does not get that call on the outside corner. We'll give you the umpires. Billy Van Raphorst, one of the best, is behind the plate. Brandon Cooper is at first. Eric Malika, who had Game 1, is at second base. Brian Miller, the ump, at third. 1-2 on a swing by Walk. Composure of a kid. How's Jackson Rose, 6'3", 205 out of Woodstock, Georgia, going to handle the moment? Two balls and 2 strikes. He's made 7 starts over the season, 50 and 2 innings pitched, but he was really seldom used in the beginning, solidified a bullpen spot, and now starts the biggest game off with a strikeout.
You've seen the freshman stuff already. Now let's show it to you the way it's looked this year. Four-seamer's going to sit low 90s. Can bump a 93 or a 94. Changeup is very good, but that slider, which we just saw, is his best swing and miss pitch. Whole lot of glove side movement. Going to see it more to lefties and righties, but he threw a good one to start right there against Jason Walk. Gets him in a 2-2 count. Just enough depth and change in velocity to get it underneath the barrel.
Third baseman's Camden Johnson. This one is slowly hit up the middle. He's fast. Gallagher has it, and he's safe. Johnson can fly, and he beat out an infield hit. Very similar to the play that yesterday's game ended on when Gallagher took it to second and fired to first for a double play.
Yeah, you knew this one was going to be a problem. When it's slow hit, you got to run a ways to get to it. Gallagher is talented as anybody, but Camden Johnson might just be the fastest guy on this Sooner team. If he hits it slowly, you really have your hands full. An infield hit for the Sooner two-hole hitter, and here they come.
Yeah, they do like to create chaos. You see the number up there, Johnson, 31 stolen bases. And they will look over there as the throw is caught by Eric Paulson, the first baseman. Around the infield, Cooper Nicholson is at third. He hit the ball hard a couple times yesterday. Jake Schaffner out there at short. Gallagher, who made that play, and Paulson at first. They will shift against LaChance with 3 on the left side of the infield and another throw over. In the outfield, Tyler Howe in left, Owen Hull we've talked about in center, and Carter French, who has twice made catches up against the fence, is in right. The free swinger from Canada, the catcher LaChance. Not a lot of club left in the bag when he swings at it. We're not going 50 or 60%.
No, and he's swinging, by the way, here at the College World Series. He has swung at 62% of the pitches thrown. On average, guys usually swing around 43%, so he's getting his swing off.
Rose ready, he delivers. Outside. He's not going to chase that too far outside. On an absolutely gorgeous evening here in Omaha, Nebraska. The temperature at 78 degrees. The light breeze is coming in from center field. But if someone gets a hold of one to the corners or even left or right center, you got a good chance to see the ball leave the ballpark. And we've had an inordinate amount of homers all season and here in Omaha this year. Not going on a 1-1. This one is slowly hit to third. He will go to second, and boy, that's tough. And he threw it to first. No. Boy, a risky play by Nicholson. He threw it to Gallagher. They do cut down Johnson by half a step and nearly had a double play.
Well, and the guts to do it, right? Who would you rather have on the bases, Johnson or LaChance? This is a big-time play by the Carolina third baseman there. Certainly a risk, but when you pull it off, it changes the complexion of this inning. And a slowly hit ball, you could potentially just play it safe and go to first, but he rips it. See the athleticism of Gallagher on the back end of that, but just a gutsy play, and that lets me know the Tar Heels are feeling pretty comfortable early.
First pitch swinging, Jackson Willits. He's the shortstop. A double yesterday, 2 strikeouts, but over 450 during this College World Series. 3 for 9 in the finals with a couple of doubles.
That kind of feels like it's a look inside Carolina right now. If you got the comfort and the confidence to make that play in the first, you're feeling okay.
Inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 down. LaChance not a threat. As you take a look at the freshman starter on both sides now. You saw Rose, and there you see the former Texas high school superstar quarterback. Fouled off his foot.
KP, you pitched in this event as a freshman. What's the heartbeat like?
It's beaten. It's beaten.
When does it slow?
When they come get you.
Really?
Yeah.
The whole game is like that.
And you hope they don't.
Oh, Rose was backpedaling all the way to the dugout. And now he's got to get back on the bump.
This one just missed, but it didn't miss by much. You can see that late movement might have been just enough to take it off the outside part of the play.
2-2, good hitter Willits. That one is down, and we're going to go full 3-2. A whole bunch of people flooding both the third and first base seats. And here you go on a 3-2. Lined up the middle. It's going to get down in front of Hull. LaChance has to put the brakes on. And it certainly shows again how important that play Nicholson made by cutting down Johnson at second was. Otherwise, it's 1-0.
And Jackson Willits just keeps going. 11 hits now, and Oklahoma record for the College World Series. So good from both sides of the plate. Such a clean path.
And most people you talk to figure at some point he ends up on a major league roster. Willits, and there's a couple of guys in this game that will do the same. Here's Gamble, who is a left fielder tonight. And he looks at one above the letters, ball one. Both these teams have scored a bunch of runs in first innings. Gamble put into left field when they discovered that Brendan Brock's shoulder wouldn't let him play. It's 2-0.
Couple good takes right there. You lay off the fastball that would have been easy to pull the trigger on. Now you spit on the slider. Wouldn't shock me here, KP, if he goes to the slider in a swing count here.
It's the one he likes the most, that's for sure.
Two and one. That was it.
Good one there, too. At the knees, moving to the outside black.
Next one to Gamble with 2 on, and he got jammed. Boy, that would have been ball 3. That came right in on his fingertips.
Well, there's just a bunch of arm side run, and for Jackson Rose, sometimes that can make it difficult to control the strike zone with the fastball, but that thing just darted up and in on Gamble.
Gamble on yesterday's defeat. Tough loss, he said, but I don't think we overly care. That's the whole flush it mentality, and he can change it with a swing. Came in, no swing.
For Rose on the season, it's about 65% fastball, so he does throw it a fair amount. Thought he may go back to the slider there, 2-2. But he's already shown the confidence to throw it 2-0, so you know he's got the confidence to throw it 3-2.
Big pitch early in this game, and he is gone. There's that slider again. And he picks up his second strikeout and will strand 2. Jackson Rose gets the job done. It's his offense that's coming up now, but the baton gets passed to another freshman. This time it's the Oklahoma Sooners' Nick Weslowski. He will have to deal with Owen Hull. He'll have to deal with Schaffner and Gallagher.
Months of baseball, dozens of games, hundreds of innings, the BP, the bus rides, all of that boils down to only this: one night, one game, the last game, that will either be the win you will never forget or the loss you'll never be able to shake.
We'll have much more from Mr. Ryan McGee. His essays have been phenomenal, setting the stage for this Game 3. As we take a look at the Tar Heels batting order, it's brought to you by Capital One. And Berkey and KP, this is a team that's more contact-oriented, hitting almost 300 over the year with 84 homers, and they don't steal very often. 65 stolen bases on the season.
They don't, but they are very hard to strike out. They will take their walks. Hull and Gallagher in the middle are the stars, and they have been carrying the heavy load. But the back end of the lineup was better last night. They're going to need that again today.
They are. They face a freshman who's making just his second start of the season. Both have come into the postseason. His first start here was against one of the best offenses in the country against Georgia. Worked into the 6th inning. Gave up just 1 earned run. Walked 2, struck out 4, but definitely looked the part.
Yeah, he sure did. And pressure is not something that he runs away from. Nick Weslowski ready to throw, and he does. And he lands the first one at 88 miles an hour. Schaffner followed by Hull and Gallagher. Jake, the shortstop, 4 for 9 with a triple here in the finals. He's been outstanding as the first breaking pitch is in the dirt. Big triple for Schaffner. 2 RBIs in the first yesterday. The sun can be a problem in left field where it's Trey Gamble who is out there, and this one is headed to the seats on the third base side, and a souvenir for somebody in Carolina blue.
Yeah, Rav, it's a great point. His first start in left field here at the College World Series. Certainly not the easiest place to play left field with that sun bearing down on you.
But Weslowski is up 1-2.
Outside.
Drifts outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
A changeup's going to be a big pitch to left-handers for sure today. He will show you a breaking ball as well. The fastball will sit low tonight. He's going to try to use the top of the zone, but the change is his best swing and miss pitch against lefties.
Here we go. On a 2-2. 3-2. Weslowski's a big kid out there, and you can see his size. He's talked about his experience here, and for a kid that's had so many great experiences as a high school quarterback in Texas, he said, this is the coolest thing I've ever done. I played in big environments. I'm living my dream right now. Trying to keep Schaffner off here. 3-2.
It's something to keep an eye on tonight with Weslowski. Can this North Carolina team square up the heater? Gets a lot of fly balls. He will give up a home run every now and then, but teams have had a really hard time getting to the middle of the baseball against his fastball. A lot of guys swinging underneath it.
Spun one, this ball sky high. Walk to center fielder, still coming in. It's still coming in. Watch it. He went right over the top of Deshaun Harris. And it just doesn't look like the wind is blowing that hard, but that was basically a second baseman's ball when it was all said and done. They were lucky, fellas.
We talk about this a lot here, the pop-up communication. Such a big outfield. Look where Walk starts. And he's over there on the left center field side. I think he called it early, so Branch gave way.
Oh, goodness.
By the end of it, Harris is thinking, this is my ball, and I'm just glad everybody's okay. No problem.
They're cool. And here is Owen Hull. He races one. Oh, my goodness, what a play by Camden Johnson. Snare job and 2 web gems early for OU.
Well, Berkey, it's just not a ball you're expecting as a third baseman. I mean, you don't get one hop missiles hit at you. It's 100 miles an hour off the bat, but watch this glove work.
You got one shot right there, and you got to just hope its way in your glove. And that was really nice there by Camden Johnson, because that ball arrived in a heartbeat, and that deserves a little bit of a wry smile. He knows he pulled a rabbit out of his hat there.
Not soft contact on that one, as you said, triple digits off the bat, and now Gallagher. And so far, it's been an efficient inning as far as pitches go, and he lands a little slider in there at 82 to get ahead 0-1. A handful of kids from the state. This is one of them from Apex, North Carolina, Gavin Gallagher. A junior second baseman with a .291 average, 12 homers on the year. Yes, that gets a piece.
And you see the 2 different breaking balls right there. That was the curveball, more top to bottom, doesn't throw it quite as hard. I have a cutter slider right before that. It's throwing a little bit tougher, but still 2 strikes with him.
Cutter, curveball, changeup. How about that? Just throw the kitchen sink out there in the first, kid.
Gallagher is the leader on this team. On a 1-2, that is in there for strike 3. It broke late and it broke into the zone. The freshmen are growing up right in front of our eyes on the biggest stage they've ever been on.
Well, and Weslowski not exactly going by the book right here, too. This is a little bit different. This will help you. Camden Johnson flipped that glove out there. There's the second out. Here's the first. Jason Walk with a beauty to start it. Scoreless first on both sides.
The NCAA Men's College World Series is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? August River in the U.S. flows right underneath the BKP. the Missouri River and the Bob Carey pedestrian bridge down past left field here as Rose starts off. Brendan Brock, who dealt with a shoulder that popped out yesterday, he popped it right back in, and he's able to swing, but he's not able to play in the outfield.
I would imagine he has, looks like they got something coming down out of the sleeve there. I would think something to try to help that thing stay stable. Pretty scary when he went diving for that ball yesterday.
And you said you were familiar with that.
Unfortunately, I am. There's an instability associated with it that can be kind of disconcerting, but certainly if you stay connected, keep both hands on the bat, it can still be done.
Oh. This is a team, Oklahoma, built on a whole bunch, 13 junior college kids. Southwestern Illinois is where Brock started in 23. Redshirted as a freshman. Gets one here, and that is a line shot that Schaffner couldn't catch up to. Another rocket this time at 105 miles an hour, and the shoulder feels real good after that.
You talk about staying connected. This is what it looks like right here. So he gets it. Is that the slider? Is that the first hit on a slider? He goes down. Look, watch him keep both hands on the bat, kind of abbreviate the finish. Watch, back knee goes down, top hand stays connected. That's very friendly to the shoulder, just over the top of Schaffner. And there goes that slider mark, KP.
Next up, Deshaun Harris. Brock is very fast. He's got 28 stolen bases. And Rose has to deal with the Plano, Texas native out of Plano East High School in 23. He's an all-regional team guy in 25, and that slides in there for a strike.
I would expect to see Brock, if he does steal this base or attempt to slide feet first. Be conservative with those arms and just go ahead and go feet first.
Colin Heineck is the catcher for Carolina. Doesn't go there, that's off his foot. And ahead works Jackson Rose. So both Walk and Harris here in Omaha each came in with 4 homers. They each hit 2 in a game. So they moved their total to 6 each. Unexpected power from number 1 and number 7 in the order. That's off, and it's 2-2. That is the more remarkable part about this Oklahoma offense, where the home run power came from in the last 18 games to basically match what they did in the first 47. They'll go to second again. They got him there, and that's another fast runner. Boy, Nicholson, your first thought was you got no chance to get him?
I mean, he's made me a believer in a short period of time. And there's 2 things that have to happen here. Number 1, you got to have the physical ability to pull a play like this off, but you got to have the nerve too. You've got no room for error. Quick transfer, a strike right on the target. Nice job by Gallagher. Just turn into a first baseman. Just catch the baseball, make sure your foot stays engaged with the bag.
See if Harris does anything on the bases. A good pitch there to the fists of Taki that he fouls straight back.
He's got arm side fastball to a couple left-handers, and they haven't liked it. I mean, that swing is not a comfortable swing on that fastball right there.
That ball is hit again into center field in front of Hull. And thinking about going to third wisely, putting the brakes on, was Harris. But Dayton Taki delivers the 4th hit of the game for the OU offense, and that's a great sign after the silence of the bats yesterday after the first inning.
Well, they tried to double up. He tried to go back in right there, and that one just leaked over the middle of the plate enough for Taki to get to it. Didn't get all of it, but got enough of it. Now OU with 2 on base right here.
Yeah, some of the royalty of Oklahoma has been here all week. John Mateer is back. He is the OU quarterback. We have seen Switzer and saw Porter Moser, buddy from the SEC basketball side. He was in attendance.
Bob
Stoops has been here. Oh, yeah.
Oh, the boss, right below Coach Switzer there. Brian Bosworth in the house.
This is a championship game here. Winner take all. And Kyle Branch looks at one close. So for Carolina fans wondering, is Caden Glauber available tonight? Yes. Likely in a limited role. Feels like McDuffie will be their first go-to guy.
He's starting to move around already.
Yeah, he is. And there is Jason DeCaro already out in the bullpen, so that might be a little preview of things to come on a 2-0 on a play.
McDuffie's certainly getting loose with intent. It's interesting because I would think they would want Rose for Walk. Walk's better side is left-handed, so you'd think they want to keep him on the right side of the plate. But maybe for Johnson, maybe for LaChance.
Kyle Branch, 0-63 here, and that is underneath and off the glove of Paulson. Rounding and coming in to score is Harris to third base, and safe at third base is Taki. Kyle Branch delivers in the clutch.
Well, he only had one hit at the College World Series before that at bat right there, and it drove in too. How about his second one? Drives in another, a backside bullet just outside of the reach of Paulson, and I mean just outside of the reach of Paulson. And this throw, boy, was it a good one by Carter French, and Nicholson kind of whiffed the tag, or I think they might have had Taki at third base. The Sooner second baseman coming up clutch.
What a week it has been. What a tournament for the Branch family. And as clutch as Kyle was, of course, he was in the middle of one of the more memorable and viral moments when his brother for Georgia, Colby, went deep late in a one-sided game, and his reaction is something you'll never forget. So yes, Walk does bat from the right side, his weaker side, but he's got a couple of guys out there. Paulson is crashing already. And that one is off his foot. Boy, did Paulson come in. Let's go back to that moment. You described it perfectly.
Well, yeah, just a beautiful moment between two brothers. First of all, the unique nature of two brothers playing against each other. And then younger brother gets a chance to celebrate big bro. Mom's crying in the stands. Dad is too. Just as unique and sweet a moment as you will see on a spotlight and a stage this big.
Last collegiate at bat. And that's how you go out. That ain't bad.
We had a lot of action there on that last pitch. And there is brother Colby.
He's breaking down the situation right there. We got first and third. They're going to have an offensive timeout here. There's a lot to defend because for the most part, if you go safety and hold the runner on first and you push it up the first base side, that guy's going to walk home. But you saw the way North Carolina defended it. They just left first base.
Yeah.
And Paulson ran right down Walk's throat. Now there's a huddle on the Oklahoma side to talk about how they want to play this.
They've had 18 sacrifice hits this season. Walk's got 3 of them.
I wonder if you put the safety on, do you give Walk the freedom to slash if he sees everybody coming? And that could be the discussion here if they're going to put it on. Hey, you're not forced to. A base runner's not going anywhere. So ultimately, Jason Walk is controlling the play with a bat.
Well, to me, too, if you're Kyle Branch and you see Eric Paulson go, you steal.
Yeah, they're handing it to you the minute he starts to vacate.
Taki is at third. Branch is at first. And the next one to Walk is on the way. He squares, lays it down, but he pushes it foul, and now he's got 2 strikes.
And that time Paulson did not charge.
Game of cat and mouse going on. Oklahoma leading at 1-0 on an RBI from Kyle Branch that just got underneath the glove of Eric Paulson. Still only 1 out. Walk, a hard guy to double up. Wonder what it feels like, KP, for a pitcher who hasn't given up a hit on a slider to have a few of the sliders get hit pretty hard.
Yeah, and now you got a bunch of traffic too, and you got to roll through the top of this lineup for the second time.
Walk, and that is, yep, Paulson was trying to keep it fair, but it's foul. Action in the bullpen. Walker McDuffie is up. Yeah, for Rose, we talked about the scoreless streak, which had extended to 12 innings. 3 hits allowed in 12 innings in the first 4 games, and obviously he's getting touched here to the tune of 5. Down, that one gets away. Here comes the runner from third. He's safe. Down to second base goes Branch. Taki touches. It's 2-0. Good base running all around from Taki, going first to third and then reading that real quickly. And he's the first baseman, a bigger guy. He's not necessarily the fastest, but he has run really well.
That's not an easy read either, but it's one you don't expect behind home plate. It's a changeup that gets tugged to the other side, and you can see the glove of Heineck trying to get there. Zips underneath him, and Taki with a great break is able to score.
Another opportunity for a walk. 2-2. Stays alive.
You're seeing the issue right now with Jackson Rose, just nothing to put away.
Not a lot of swing and miss.
And KP, you said it now, second time through the top of the order. It has the feel that this will be it for Jackson Rose.
Called strike 3. He does get that one to go over the outside part. And that is a big strikeout. That's his 3rd.
That's a big pitch right there. Breaking ball that starts off the plate, and Walk kind of gave up on it. It just kept coming all the way back. I agree with you. It doesn't look like he's got a bunch of swing and miss stuff, but he did have something there that froze Walk. Where it starts, and then Colin Heineck, the catcher, just waits for it to break right back over the plate.
Camden Johnson's been good with runners in scoring position, a .355 average.
And he's actually a tick better versus left-handers from a batting average standpoint. Got to hit his first at bat, albeit not a barrel per se. McDuffie's ready. It'll be interesting to see if they make that move if Johnson reaches.
Right in there. 0-2. Over the course of this 2-game set, they've had a bunch of hits with 2 strikes, and then they went silent in game 2 with 2 strikes. And Johnson faces 0-2, and it goes wide.
You got to keep trusting that arm side fastball, KP. You got to keep speeding them up to give yourself a little room with that slider. See if you can't speed them up enough to get some chase out there, don't you?
Yeah, and the hitters tell you what they don't like, too. And the left-handed hitters have not liked that glove side fastball. The wind's right in on their hands. But to your point, now it just gives you more room if you want to drop that slider down and away.
Johnson, a 70 grade runner, looks at 1-2, and this one is slowly rolled to Gallagher. Up with it, fires, and Johnson is retired. But there you go, the Sooners make the first statement. They get a couple here as we head to the bottom of the second. The number 9 hitter, Kyle Branch, needed to deliver his 2nd hit of the World Series, and he did. An RBI. Boomer Sooner fired up, leading 2-0 for the title. High time now to take a look at the Capital One Cup standings. Teams compete for a combined $500,000 in student-athlete scholarships from Capital One. Winner of this Men's College World Series gets 60 Capital One Cup standing points. And we'll move up to number 2 in the men's side. Texas has already clinched it for the Women's Capital One Cup. 2-0 hole. Now we'll see, and this is a theme we've seen, the answer by the offense after a team is scored. Will Carolina, with Erik Paulson leading things off, give him an answer? Paulson, Cooper Nicholson, who hit it hard yesterday, has a homer here, and then Colin Hynek. Kyle Branch about 10 feet onto the grass in right field as that first pitch from Weslowski misses. Been a very good, productive hitter over the course of the season, and over 300 batting average, 11 homers, 56 runs batted in.
Outside!
Close, but it's 2-0. Big day yesterday on Father's Day, having lost his New York Police Department detective dad last July 4th. 3 hits in the game and ahead 3-0. So her mom was interviewed, his mom, Christine, was interviewed and just talked about the emotional aspects of yesterday and how proud she is of her son carrying on dad's legacy. 3-1.
It was an emotional moment too after the ball game. I don't know if you guys saw it. He talked to KB and obviously had a great and then he just kind of went in the dugout and just needed a couple seconds, which you can totally understand. I cannot imagine all the things that are going through his mind.
See if he gets a good one here. 3-1. He did. Boy, he pulled the string. A changeup from Nick Weslowski.
And the command of everything early has been very impressive.
Yeah, he's pitching tonight. He really is. Staying right up there in the zone. It's interesting watching a kid that played both baseball and football. How many times have you seen other athletes from other sports try to throw first pitches and struggle? And this dude was throwing footballs to the tune of, thousands of yards in high school, and yet he has command of every pitch that we're seeing here tonight.
And this is the way he looked last time out against Georgia. I mean, his command has been impeccable both times now.
He's been incredible. I mean, Oklahoma's playing their 6th game. They started 6 freshmen, and none of them have shied away from the limelight at all.
Saw the pitching coach, Mike Gaines, talking to his starting pitcher down there on a 3-2. Hung that one up there. Paulson was all over it as he sends it into right field. Erik Paulson's now 5 for 10, and a high five from Mom.
He's swinging the bat awfully well. And interesting, they never went back to the fastball. Went to the breaking ball here on a full count, and Paulson is on time and on target. Comes over the top of it just a little bit. A humpback liner. Watch his path work, low to high. A low to high swinger where he just comes over that ever so slightly, or that one might have ended up in the bullpen.
Here's Cooper Nicholson. Take anything away from his performance yesterday as you take a look at Paulson. 8 for 15 in his last 4 games, man. His last 4 games have been outstanding, and 5 for 10 here in the finals.
Oh no, we got it.
2-0.
Yeah, well, Nicholson finally went deep. It had been a kind of a drought in the postseason for him from a home run standpoint. Much needed big swing of the bat, I think, from this lineup to get some production at the bottom. And then now here he is in a 2-0 count with a leadoff base runner. Like, this are the kind of moments where you find yourself getting hot.
Iowa born and bred from West Des Moines and Iowa Central Community College. Cooper Nicholson. Dad's been taking him to Omaha for years to watch the College World Series. What a moment. And now ahead 3-0. Wasn't just a homer, man. He had the hard hit ball as well. He snapped that 9-game homer drought.
Green light right here, Ravi. Don't be surprised. He swung 3-0 yesterday and fouled a ball off and eventually hit a home run in that at bat, but it looked like he was taken there.
eyes lit up. That ball was up there, and he swung underneath it to go 3-2. He got him again. The bat goes flying. Thankfully, nobody was hurt. But back-to-back high fastballs to get Nicholson.
Yeah, I think they were both balls, too. I think each of those were out of the zone. Not by much, but in good spots. So 3-1, Nicholson gets a little bit aggressive, goes after one that probably is ball 4. Up and in, I think definitely is ball 4, and they go right back to the well. Back-to-back in almost the exact same spot. The outcome was identical.
Paulson still at first with one down. This one is lifted high to shallow center. I'm not sure Walk sees it. He's going to now get underneath it and make the play. What a job he did by blocking that sun with his glove after his experience in the first inning where he nearly wiped out with Desan Harris. Yeah, high sky, a lot of sun. We are just about 10 minutes before 7 local time here in Omaha. And here is Carter French. He is the right fielder who is shined defensively. That's a fair ball. He got jammed on it. Paulson will put the brakes on second base. Carter French delivers his first hit in the finals.
We've seen this a lot from Cam Johnson. He's going to play a pretty shallow third base against the left-handed hitters, and French tied up by this heater, but just squirts it inside the third base bag, and really kind of a unfortunate. I thought Paulson could have gotten to third. I thought he should have tried. Yeah. They'd have second and third, but of course nobody wants to make the third out at third.
Chance for Rom Kellis. Fouled into the mitt. Kellis and Winslow have been rotating the DH spot.
Kellis has looked very comfortable in his few at-bats that they've given him. That's why they keep running him out there, because he flew out deep to the track the first game he got out there, hit a rocket yesterday that ate up shortstop Jackson Willits, and there's just something about his presence right now in the box. Feels like he's seeing the ball pretty good.
348 runners in scoring position on the season. Good number. Got one there, and he fouled it back. Carolina, with runners in scoring position, has been terrific. 429 here in the Men's College World Series. Kellis, this is a little blooper to right. Harris is there. He picks it up. Paulson coming in. Throw to third. It is perfect. Nailed at third base. The run is being waved off. Not sure Paulson touched. Did he touch first?
I don't think he did. I don't think he was there.
Billy Van Rapport said no.
And Scott Forbes is not happy with Carter French right there, and I don't blame him. What a throw by Desan Harris, but what a base running there by the Tar Heels. And Paulson, Paulson kept the gas pedal down. Look, Forbes is sending him. He's running hard, but the tag comes in just ahead of the runner scoring.
Yeah.
And wow, what a missed opportunity for North Carolina.
You see the out at third before Paulson touches home, so the run does not count.
How about this throw from Desan Harris, boys?
We saw this arm last night. We saw this arm last night.
North Carolina is challenging the time play, the scoring of the play at home plate. The ruling on the field is the runner did not score. That play is under review.
This one's going to stick. And yes, fellas, you're right about the arm. That ball was blooped in front of Harris, but man, if he doesn't charge that and pick it up on that one hop, he has no chance to throw a strike, and he nailed that throw.
Well, and honestly, not get greedy and try to go home. I mean, sometimes in that situation, the moment does get too big, and you make a throw that he's not going to throw Paulson out right there. The only chance he's got is third base. It took a perfect throw, and that's exactly what happened.
And guys, I really don't think this is a situation where Paulson wasn't running hard. He's just not the fastest.
He's just not as fast.
Yeah.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. No run scores. North Carolina has 1 challenge remaining.
I just love this by Deshaun Harris. His ability to circle the baseball and have a feel for the moment of which runner was most vulnerable was just beautiful here. Watch him get around this baseball, get his energy going towards third base. Had his eyes on third the whole time, and a strike to Johnson. The Sooners get off the field. The shutout is still intact. What a play.
Yes, he did.
Welcome back to Charles Schwab Field. The walk-on, who's now a scholarship player, Harris with a terrific throw. Outfield play, outfield defense has been dynamite so far for the Sooners. And as LaChance now looks at an 0-1 pitch. Check swing on the first one, and he takes there to go 1-1. Top of the third, 2-0 Oklahoma, thanks to that defensive gem by Deshaun Harris. Skip Johnson talked about his season turning around. He said when the guys who weren't playing started to buy in, guys around just stopped complaining. He said, let's be a team. Kind of started in Arkansas. It carried on from there. He's very, very big in stressing selflessness in an era in which there's a whole bunch of selfishness. Boy, LaChance, when he gets 2 strikes and he's in protect mode, there is not a ball he will not swing.
Swinging is the approach. What's your 2-strike approach? I swing at the ball that comes forward.
Please ask the next question. Take the next question.
He's going to go off the plate, leads his team in chase percentage. Him and Deshaun Harris, both very much free swingers, but he's so dangerous. Like his ability to impact the ball all over the plate and strike zone and outside the strike zone really is incredible.
How many walks on the season, Berkey?
Well, he has 28 on the season, but he has 0 in the postseason. Has not walked in the NCAA tournament.
I'm sure his answer would be, and he's an affable kid, would you rather have me walking around the bases with 4 bags or walking to first on a walk? Sherbrooke, Quebec, Canada continues to just foul ball after ball off. Guys surprised Rose is back out here in the third?
I was. Yeah, I thought they would go to McDuffie. I think it becomes a math equation as far as how do you cover the remaining outs for both of these teams, and kind of seems like they're going to steal a few, or trying to steal a few with Jackson Rose here in the third.
On a 1-2. And another one fouled.
The ball hasn't bounced yet, and I know Jackson Rose might be trying
it needs to bounce.
Yes, but you need to get one in front of the plate at this point.
Does the stealing of outs tell you anything about the availability of Glauber tonight?
It feels like he is available, and it feels like it's 3 outs, 6 at the absolute most, but I think 3 outs.
There you go. Just exactly what you guys said. He bounced one up there, and LaChance is out on strikes.
And I'm sure they're communicating that in the pitch comm, but it's just he wasn't able to actually execute. And this one gets still behind the plate, but finally gets out of the reach of Dayton LaChance, who is in swing mode as much as any hitter I have ever seen right now.
The PitchCom is the communication system that they use in the ears of pitchers to tell them what pitch is coming.
Yeah. Let me tell you what it was that time. Bounce something.
So Roy Williams is the
Don't care
voice,
which one it is.
right? The former great UNC basketball coach is the voice they hear in their ear. Is there a PitchCom sign that says bounce it? Bounce pass.
Probably.
Yeah, so all the pitchers will hear Roy in their ear. That was decided by pitching coach, the manager, who said they don't want to hear our voices. Let's go with Roy Williams.
I'll take it. I'm out.
Well, it's a gutsy move to try to steal 3 outs in the heart of the order, but off to a good start here. See if he can put these guys away.
Professional hitter Jackson Willits.
Outside.
Looks at one outside. His brother went #1 overall to the Washington Nationals last year. Eli Willits kept climbing up draft boards. And took him in 2025 at 17 years and 216 days old. Third youngest to ever go #1. And there is Reggie, his dad. And yesterday on Father's Day, Jackson had a chance to have his wife and newborn baby here.
I just about saw him hit a home run.
2-2.
Halt.
3-2. Probably not going to see the result of this one. We're in the middle of a food coma here. Three-two. Wake up, wake up. We got one down the line, and Willits is not going to stop at first. Heads to second, and a hanger that he banged down the left field line for a double, his 20th of the year.
It's a laser show. It's officially a laser show right now with Jackson Willits. And yeah, he got ahead early, but could you finish him off? And Rose just didn't have an answer. A changeup that just kind of hovers in the middle of the plate. Now back-to-back barrels from the right side of the plate for the Sooner shortstop. Now another runner in scoring position here. How will North Carolina play this? Will they let the freshman left-hander work out of his own mess? Looks like it.
Big swing and a miss from Trey Gamble.
I think you go slider heavy here to Gamble. Left on left, and then go to the bullpen after this.
Yeah, it's a great list to be on. Cruz, Larnach, and Adley Rutschman. Most multi-hit games in a College World Series, as that one is outside. Second time we've seen Walker McDuffie up and throwing. Gamble struck out his first time.
Outside.
He's going to have to get those calls, and that one missed.
Well, Billy Van Raphorst has been very consistent. He's really not giving just off the edge tonight. You're going to have to throw that thing over the white.
Or get somebody to fish a little bit like Gamble did there to go 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the fellas, the Oklahoma bullpen pretty loaded here. Jackson Cleveland we haven't seen in a while. LJ Mercurius didn't pitch yesterday.
He did throw some today. He was up already, but now quiet in that OU pen.
That's the one he needs. Called strike 3 from Rose to Gamble, his second strikeout of the evening.
And that was the first fastball they had batted. It was 3 sliders and a changeup to get to that point. It kind of lulled him to sleep, and then goes 92 from this sidearm look. It just grabs the outside corner. That's well done right there, because I don't think you're looking fastball in that spot, and the reaction said as much, and this is when I think they go to the pen.
Yeah, with Brendan Brock, who looked awfully comfortable at his first plate appearance and delivered a hard hit single. Long-time assistant, now head man Scott Forbes heads out to the mound. And appears it will be the end for Jackson Rose. Billy Van Raphorst, the home plate umpire, walking out there. There hasn't yet been a signal. And now we get the signal. A little huddle in one dugout where the Sooners are feeling pretty good about the way things are going. And Walker McDuffie's going to come out of the bullpen.
Let's go, y'all.
He'll inherit a 2-out runner on second situation, and Brendan Brock at the plate when we come back. Oklahoma's got a 2-0 lead, and they have gotten into the North Carolina bullpen. As Jackson Rose's night is over, he had been so good in his first 4 games, and the setting and the Sooners produced 6 hits. He allowed 2 runs, and he is responsible for Jackson Willits, who had his 5th double out at second. So now it is Walker McDuffie's ball game, and the first man he faces is Brendan Brock. Singled his first time up.
Outside. McDuffie has been busy this year. On for the 39th time. He's thrown over 70 innings. Game 1 of the finals, went 2 1/3. Allowed 1 earned run, didn't walk anybody, struck out 2 through 34 pitches.
That's a good take there from Brock. And they know the scouting report on McDuffie. And this is a kid that had always wanted to play at North Carolina when he was 4 years old. He used to tell his mom, that's where I want to go. And through high school, he got offers and waited, and then it finally came from North Carolina on Halloween night, his junior year. Scott Forbes calls him up and says, we'd like to offer you a scholarship.
That was a good day.
That'll put a smile on your face. And it did.
One of those where you don't care if you get the Snickers that night when you're trick-or-treating. Like night's already made.
And that is up the middle. Brendan Brock delivers again, rounding his Willits. He will score easily. That is a clutch hit from Brock with 2 down to make it 3-0. And then Brock looks to be locked in right now.
He sure does. He has been their best hitter from a batting average standpoint all postseason long, and he continues to stay hot. A 2-seamer running in, and what a beautiful move to get inside that baseball, rifle it right back up the box. No doubter RBI single, and the Sooners now up 3.
Yeah, clutch 2-out hit, and McDuffie will throw over to first to get Brock back with 28 steals. And you've got to believe the momentum now has planted that seed to think about steal 29, get in a scoring position for Deshaun Harris. Good 2-seam fastball there that ran on arm side away from him. Yeah, game 2, the bottom of the order was silent, 1 for 13, and tonight they have delivered 4 hits.
Well, part of the run they've been on throughout the course of this postseason has been the depth of this lineup and how much production they have gotten from Brock, Harris, Taki, and Branch. And certainly have seen that early in this ball game.
Harris not afraid, buoyed by the 2 homers he hit earlier, to take a big hack at it. (3-0) Oklahoma. 2 in the second, 1 here in the third. Now he went. That one was up high, and he got caught with a sword in his hands. McDuffie gets the strikeout, but not before Brendan Brock delivers his 2nd hit of the game. Line shot back up the middle. It plated Willits, who delivered another double. Boomer Sooners roaring right now. They got 3. Carolina looking for their first. It's 3-0.
Welcome back to Omaha. Before yesterday's game, in one which North Carolina needed to win, Scott Forbes had them watch a 30 for 30, 4 days in October. It chronicles the last 4 games of the 2004 ALCS between the Yankees and the Red Sox, and Boston was down 0-3. They took the quote from Kevin Millar that says, "Don't let us win tonight. You better not let us win tonight," because what did they do? They went on to win 4 straight, and that they were able to do yesterday, but now North Carolina down early.
Yeah, I remember that on their way to a World Series 2004. Great show if you haven't seen it, ESPN 30 for 30. About that 2004, which immediately followed, of course, the 2003 Aaron Boone home run off Tim Wakefield. Tyler Howe will lead things off. He's the 9-hole hitter. And it's been a bit of a struggle bus for him, 0 for 6. Big swing there, though, on a 2-0 count to go 2-1.
I love that from Forbes. Number one, you get your team together, right? But number two, you draw a little confidence from teams that have done something far more difficult than coming back from 0-1.
Yeah.
Red Sox down 0-3 to a Yankees club that felt invincible. Of course, this Carolina team has shown a ton of resilience throughout the year as well.
As you sit here and you put on your spikes as a hitter, what do you see from Weslowski that makes him very challenging to square up?
Well, it feels like his best pitch is the high ride fastball. So to me, I would be looking middle away and from the belt down, because he's also mixing a lot of off-speed stuff too, but you got to try to eliminate the fastball up. That's the one that's gotten them out of the zone.
That one lands, and it wasn't a fastball, but a changeup at the letters. And a strikeout for Weslowski. That's his 3rd.
And that one has been very good tonight. That's not where you want to throw the pitch. I mean, that's not designed right there, because that's the one that can get, hammered. But it just seems like, I don't know if it fooled Howell from a pitch selection standpoint, or just didn't think this ball was going to come back. But the changeup catches the top part of the zone. 3 strikeouts first time through the order for Weslowski.
And now for the 2nd time, he gets a chance to see the top of the order, Jake Schaffner. And ball 1.
Well, and that's a tough one. If you're trying to eliminate the fastball up, the guy throws a changeup up out of his hands. That's an easy one to give up on early. And then that late fade just locked Howe up. Another high changeup.
2 years at North Dakota State with the Bison, about 400 miles from Charles Schwab Field. 2 years in Fargo as the shortstop. Arkansas and others wanted them. Carolina got him, and that one is off the glove. This is a tough play, and it is no play as it bleeds into center field. Branch went for the backhand underneath the glove of Willits. They weren't going to get Schaffner, and he's aboard with 1 out.
No, I don't think they would have gotten him, similar to the base hit we saw from Camden Johnson earlier in the ball game, but it was one that you'd like to see Branch get to the ground and field, because this jams Schaffner. It gets deflected back towards him. Watch, the glove just doesn't quite get to the ground, so that ball sneaks underneath him, and then Willits loses it after Branch kind of covers him up. A little seeing eye knock there for the Tar Heel leadoff hitter, and let's see if Carolina can capitalize.
With Owen Hull up.
A little bit surprised they didn't go get him here.
Good pitch down and in to Hull, who has come up with some big hits. Only 2 for 10, but a double and a home run. A .388 average on the season. He's a big doubles hitter, 27 of those. Schaffner, 26 steals, not going. Outside.
L.J. Mercurius is ready. He was up and throwing early. He's been up and throwing in this inning. I thought we may see him in the ball game right now. If one more hitter reaches, I think we absolutely will.
Weslowski, a 133 average against the first time, 176 the second time. That's still a decent number. I mean, 176 doesn't immediately say you got to go get that guy.
No.
It's only the 3rd inning. Feels like a fairly big spot for Carolina with 1 down and the top of the order up. To try to produce 1. They had 1 taken off the board on a great throw from Harris to 3rd base to get the runner there before Paulson touched home. There's the big mattress there behind home plate, like Salvador Perez just buried that thing.
Big mattress.
Used to call Salvador Perez the big mattress.
That
He
is
just deadened it
beautiful.
so softly. Doesn't get away from him. Watch LeChance.
Little Sealy Posturepedic right there. Just stays right in front of him.
Pitch to hit, 3-1. No, all 4. And now it gets real interesting with Captain Clutch, Gavin Gallagher, set to head to the plate. Is this the Mercurius time? Yeah, he has been unbelievable in the postseason, and it does not appear as if he's going to see Nick Weslowski for the second time. Well, we talked about the Branch brothers, one on Georgia and, of course, one on Oklahoma. And then there are the Mercurius brothers, both of them pitching for Oklahoma. LJ, the older brother, who was incredibly gracious in asking his brother, look, I got opportunities to go pitch elsewhere. Do you want me to come and, you know, run the risk of overshadowing you at Oklahoma? Are you comfortable having your older brother there? And that guy right there said, bring it on. Let's do it. What an opportunity we have. And Skip Johnson is not going to pull Weslowski. He leaves him in.
I am very surprised. Now, when we showed that shot in the bullpen, clearly Mercurius did not know or think he was coming in the ballgame. Because if you think you do, you're already standing at the gate, you're ready to go. So there was no call down there to say anything. But when Skip Johnson came out of that dugout, I thought there'd be somebody trotting in for the bullpen, and that did not happen.
So here's an early moment for Gallagher in this game. A .330 runner in scoring position hitter.
Well, and a hitter who has had so many big moments in the postseason in his career and has been fantastic in the postseason with .378 with 13 homers, 13 ribbies in the postseason. Has not hit a homer yet this postseason. They would love to see his first one right here.
Doesn't have an extra base hit yet in the 2 games in these finals. Chase there, really tight, good slider to go away. And it's 1-1.
That's one of his best sliders of the day right there. He was short, just moving out the outside part of the plate.
Very good speed on the bases for Carolina in Schaffner and Hull. Slider fastball combination, and now ahead of Gavin Gallagher. He is the RBI leader in Omaha. He leads the field of the 8 teams with 9 of them. The chance way outside and too far. Aaron Church has decided, I'm going to take this view. A hell of a view it is for him to watch his heels. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And up the middle, Gallagher has delivered again. Schaffner's going to come in. Hull goes to third. Gavin Gallagher's 10th RBI at the College World Series puts the Heels on the board.
There's the top of this Tar Heel lineup delivering again. Let's go through a pitch sequence here. A breaking ball up, then a beautiful slider to the edge. Little tardy on the heater. He spits on a slider. They go back to it. He rips it right back up the box. Watch him extend the barrel. Get your chest down, extend your reach. The right knee almost gets to the ground. That's the difference between a ground ball to the shortstop and a laser back up the box. A beautiful at bat right there by the Tar Heel captain, and they are on the board, Ravi.
They are on the board, and Carolina Blue has a lot more to cheer about. The threat will continue with runners on the corners and a new pitcher coming in. Captain Clutch Gallagher plates Schaffner and a brand new ball game. LJ Mercurius He steps in. And it's warm right now here in Omaha at Charles Schwab. Well, you described it beautifully as a hitting expert that you are, Gallagher, keeping that chest down and the difference between a ground ball to short and a liner up the middle. They had played the runner Schaffner, and now you turn it over to the guy that has been very good for them and a former starter. Ultimately, LJ Mercurius saw his spot in the rotation taken by his younger brother, who had been so good, Xander. Now it's LJ's game, pitching in Game 3 of this College World Series. Must win. The winner is the national champ tonight. And 10 RBI, most by a Carolina player ever in a single World Series. They have been to 12 before this one as a program.
Here is LJ. Much of the season was spent as a starter, as Rav just said, but his stuff has ticked up since he's gone to the bullpen. Has already pitched in this College World Series final in an inning and 2/3. Walked one, struck out two. Throwing the changeup a lot more in the postseason than he did during the regular season. He's got a bunch of swing and miss. Throws it especially more to left-handed hitters.
Paulson likes to swing at the first one, but not there. And the fastball at 95 is in on him. Paulson's having quite a College World Series. 3 hits yesterday, a single tonight. That one just dove right as it got to the plate. 1-1.
There it was. You are going to see a fair amount of those from LJ Mercurius tonight.
Gallagher leads off first. Hull with good speed is at third.
All in!
Ooh, close there, but it's called a ball. 2-1.
That one was pretty good.
It looked like the chance kind of cost him there by being at the other side of the plate. It just looked like there was some movement. Look, he's kind of moving away from it. See that, KP? And the fact that he yanked it across the plate, I think, cost him a strike.
Paulson needs to get the ball to the outfield, and that one is slashed foul. Double play would end the inning. It's a really good team with runner on third, less than 2 outs as you take a look at Weslowski, who is out. Those are his combined starts against Georgia and Carolina. Now, can he get into a little protect mode, 2-2 with a deep breath. 379 with a runner at third, and he can't do it there. Less than 2 outs. That's the second out. Paulson gone on a Mercurius pitch.
Love the pitch call there, KP.
Yeah, stay with the heater. Had gone change up earlier in the at bat. Stay with the heater right here. And 96 with good arm side run. Just take it off the bat right there. And see, Paulson just missed it, but a big strikeout right there for LJ Mercurius after just coming in the ball game.
Next up, Cooper Nicholson, 2 down. LJ Mercurius trying to get out of it. Perfect pitch there, 87 miles an hour, in and out of the glove with a chance, but it's 0-1. Family grew up in Las Vegas. Mom has been here throughout the course, rooting on both of her sons.
We keep talking about the opportunities. We take a look there at Christina, who's been kind of a star this week for her boys. But the back half of this lineup, Cooper Nicholson, he's going to keep getting these opportunities. Somebody down here for the Tar Heels has got to cash in.
Sailed it again high, got away from the fastball. 3 balls and a strike to Nicholson, who struck out. Hit a homer in Game 2.
Well, they got him above the zone last at bat with 2 high heaters. I got to believe Mercurius is going to go right back there. Careful if you miss down, though. Mr. Nicholson can launch one on you.
17 homers on the year. Boy, he went right after him again. Up, chance here for Lutchance, and an easy one. Good call, Berkey. LJ went right back up top for the heater. And Nicholson chased it again. They leave runners at first and third. Carolina's on the board. We'll talk with the skipper, Skip Johnson, after this.
Welcome back to the Men's College World Series presented by Capital One. Joined now with OU head coach Skip Johnson. That last half inning, you went and had a conversation with Weslowski. What went into the decision to keep him out there against Gallagher?
Well, I was trying to make sure that, trying to make him play a movie in his head, throw a quality pitch down and away. I thought it was a better matchup for him than it was LJ at the moment because he got a better breaking ball at times. So I knew that if he made a good pitch, he might hook it to the shortstop.
With LJ throwing 2 days ago, what do you hope you can get out of him tonight?
Well, I hope it's something you can't see, but it's sure to come. You know, so maybe he can go all of them. We'll see.
We shall see. You guys won 9 games in a row until last night. You have this one pitch at a time mentality. What have you seen in the response from your guys last night into today?
They did I thought they've been doing a great job. I mean, the left-hander was really good, and I thought we've been doing a great job, and Desan made an incredible play, baseball play.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
0-1. KB, thank you. Skip Johnson, 9th year as the head man there with all those years next to Augie Garrido. His taking that job at Oklahoma. Dream come true. What a power program for him. Roger Clemens had some influence in Skip Johnson getting that job. Of course, when he was at Texas, he coached a few of Clemens' kids. So a big endorsement from the Rocket was one of the things that helped convince OU this is the right man for the job.
It's very interesting, too, the way that he runs his program and runs just game management. It is Reggie Willits' offense, to the point that when we met with Skip a couple mornings and asked him about the lineup, he essentially said, I'm not sure. You got to talk to Reggie. Reggie's the one that makes the lineup. Reggie does all the offense. Skip does all the pitching, and it's worked out really well.
That's why he just walked out of the building
right
now while they're hitting.
You got it, Reg. Just yell up if you need anything.
Good time to use the restroom.
Taki puts this one up on the infield, an easy one for Gallagher, who is right there, and soft contact off the bat of Dayton Taki. But my goodness, I mean, it is hard to quantify and hard to understand. You ask anyone around the program, you ask people in this booth, like, how in the world did they do that? And there really isn't anything other than statistically they barrel up more balls here recently.
Yeah, I mean, I think the production on the breaking ball has spiked. I think most importantly, like Skip Johnson keeps talking about, it's a lineup that just all of a sudden is playing with a confidence that is completely different than what you saw throughout most of the regular season. And that can be contagious.
And players get a little put off by that question. It's not that we're hot, it's we're good. We happen to be hot, but we've always been good, and we've always had this in us.
Outside.
3-0, and a good take by the 9-hitter, Kyle Branch, who had a single and an RBI in the second inning. It's 3-1 Oklahoma. Winner of this wins the national championship. That's a walk to the 9-hole hitter, Branch, from McDuffie on 4 pitches. And they have been dragon slayers here, boys. You're talking about some of the best programs in the country that they beat.
Well, they had to come back against Georgia Tech. They had to beat them twice. They came out of a loser's bracket. Then you go to KU, and they hammered KU. They beat them good for 2 straight days. Then you get a Georgia club that, maybe aside from Georgia Tech, was the best offense in the entire country. They handled them twice here. All of those teams they had to beat twice to get to where they are.
Yeah, and he's moved from Georgia now onto Oklahoma as far as his rooting interest. That's brother Colby. That one got away, and staying put is brother Kyle.
Feels like a perfect time to hit and run here, boys. You got a strike thrower on the mound. You got a guy who loves to swing the bat up to bat. You got speed on the bases. Would not shock me if you see Oklahoma play a little ball here.
Branch just 5 stolen bases on the season, but a very good base runner. Not going, came way in.
Yeah.
And McDuffie's got to find it.
And right now, with 6 straight, I don't think you do anything.
Six consecutive balls from Walker McDuffie. 7.
Outside.
Oh, wow.
Didn't expect to see that in the 4th, knowing there may be 1 inning, maybe 2. And this is a walk to the mound for Scott Forbes. Glauber out there has thrown on consecutive days 3 times, but remember, we kept seeing him stretch something last night.
Yeah, and it was not arm. It was his back that he was trying to get loosened up.
Scott Forbes putting on the brakes here, and you see Glauber playing catch because they're anticipating a high leverage situation in the middle of the lineup. So if you only have 1 bullet, if he's only going to give you 3 outs, then right now down 2 runs, potential high leverage situation in the middle of the lineup, KP, it makes sense to me. You can't let the game get away from you.
I agree with that. You cannot. But it feels like if North Carolina is going to win this game, Walker McDuffie needs to get him another 6 outs at least. Because even if Glauber comes in a ball game, he's not going to be on there all that long.
No.
Ooh. Close one there, and it goes 3-1. Entering today, McDuffie had 1 4-pitch walk this year. That was against Georgia Tech. Let's see what Walk does here, but first a throw over to make sure Branch isn't too far off. Walk has been very hot lately. Another one right at the knees. McDuffie battles back to go 3-2.
Now I think you'll see the runner in motion right here. Oh, wow, they had him. A lower throw, boys, and he is dead at first base. Definitely going. The throw just too high.
May shorten the lead a little bit for Branch as McDuffie comes home, and he missed off. Back-to-back walks, and trouble brewing for Carolina. And a big opportunity with Camden Johnson, the 2-hole hitter, coming up for OU. Hard to find your stuff when you're on the mound in a winner-take-all game 3. 15 pitches and 10 of them have been balls. What an opportunity for Johnson. Singled his first time up, grounded out to second. Tremendous speed at the plate. And another tug from McDuffie.
The misses are kind of all over the place. That's what concerns you. It's not missing in the same spot over and over again.
Wichita State transfer out of Bernie, Texas, Camden Johnson. Boy, 2-0, and it just doesn't feel like there's a ton of conviction.
No, and Scott Forbes just got on that walkie-talkie down to the bullpen, and Glauber is now on the mound warming like he is getting ready to come in this game.
They go back pick and caught there by Schaffner. Buys Glauber a little more time to loosen in that bullpen. And more time for Glauber.
Yeah, you
starting to feel like he's coming in the ball game right now.
Right now. This is what it looks like to put the brakes on right here.
Well, that kid's story has been remarkable all season long. He is a freshman who graduated high school early. Look out. Individually, he is unbeaten, 12-0, and the team is 29-0 when he's into the game. He just peeked underneath the railing to see that it's his turn. And that number is going to be put to the test tonight. How many pitches can Glauber throw? Sunday, 5 innings, gave up no runs. He has been outstanding, and they are pushing their chips to the middle of the table. It'll be Glauber versus Johnson with a count 2-0 and 2 on.
Well, every time he's come in this year, Carolina's won a game. This was last night. 5 innings, gave up just 1 hit. Walked 2, struck out 8. But maybe most importantly, in regards to today, threw 65 pitches. Now, we talked to this Carolina coaching staff before the game. Thought that we would see Glauber at some point. But, Chris, I don't think we thought it would be in the 4th inning.
No, we didn't. But I've got to give Scott Forbes a bunch of credit. He knew the game looked like it was teetering, especially at this point in the lineup. And you can't save him for a game that might not be in question. You got to put him in the game when you think that everything is on the line. And right now it kind of feels like that when you're already down 2 runs.
Look at those numbers for a freshman. 114 strikeouts in 92 innings. He's given up just 52 hits. The ACC Freshman of the Year is in there in a giant spot right here in the 4th inning for Carolina.
And his numbers against Oklahoma, and one of the factors from yesterday is he threw 5 innings. They all have seen him, but the offense entering today is 1 for 15 against him. That's an 0.67 average. He has struck out 8, 2 walks, and it was Gamble who had the only hit. And right away you can see he thought he had at least 1 more pitch to throw, and the home plate umpire Brian Van Rapport said, nope, we're ready to go. You're out of them. Here's Johnson. The count's 2-0. And we'll see how the freshman, 18 years young, handles that. Pitch clock violation was called. There was nothing that was smooth about any of the entrance for Glauber into this game. So rather than a foul ball, no, he didn't start his motion. It's now 3-0. He's not getting along right now with the home plate umpire in any way.
No, he's not.
Ball in! And that's not going to help him either. He's barking right now at Brian Van Rapport, and it's ball 4. Billy Van Rapport, sorry. Ball 4. As cool and calm as he's been, do you go talk to him now?
No.
Billy just gave him a little glare, too. And this whole thing was weird. He shut his warm-up pitches down a pitch early. Obviously, the pitch clock was a legit. This one's a... Boy, it's a 50-50, yeah.
It's close. Yeah, to your point, Rab, Brian Gaines thinking exactly the way you are. And I think now it's nothing mechanical. It's nothing about the pitch. It's more about the environment and the situation. Like, what happened is done. Now it's time to go to work, and we'll see if there's any further discussion when Billy Van Rapport walks out to break up the meeting.
Yeah, definitely is.
You got to move past that right now. You got to move past that. And I think that's, if you got to ask the question, so be it. But you can't linger on it right now because it doesn't matter. What matters is the fact that the bases are loaded and you're facing, well, probably the most dangerous guy in this Oklahoma lineup. Now you got to start thinking about the first pitch.
Yeah, what you can't do is black out and throw a gutter ball right here, and he puts a 4 spot on you because he's certainly capable of doing it.
What an opportunity for Dayton LaChance against Glauber. And the first one is tugged outside. 95 miles an hour. He'll live 95 to 97. This is a potential double play opportunity. The infield flooded on the left side with Gallagher over there. Two balls and no strikes.
How about that, boys? Dayton LaChance, who's been swinging at everything, just took 2 pitches that weren't that far off the plate. That's a pretty good sign if you're a Sooners fan. Oh, here we go from yesterday. KP, here we go from yesterday.
Yep. Yesterday he was blowing into his hand, and rather than wiping and opening his hand on his pants, he was using his shirt. Oklahoma said you can't do that. You got to open your hand if you're going to blow into it and dry it on your pants. So that was what that was about. And they got him rattled a little bit. 2-0. Nope. That's outside, and it's 3-0. You give LeChance a green light?
Absolutely. I know he hadn't thrown a strike yet, but he's certainly capable of it.
No, boy, missed badly, and that is another run as Branch will come on in. And Glauber is a little discombobulated right now.
Well, 4 straight walks by this Tar Heel pitching staff is just so uncharacteristic. And now you're dealing with the guy that is the one guy you do not want to see up with runners in scoring position.
Willits, a single and a double tonight. First bases loaded walk this year for Glauber, and LeChance's first walk in this tournament. 96 challenge as Willits looks out at Glauber.
That might settle him in there, KP. That was a ball, but sometimes you get a swing.
Yeah, somebody goes out of the zone right there. That could lock you right back into it.
5th double, tied a College World Series record. Swings, and that's one into right field. In from third is Walk. Johnson being sent. Throw home is cut off. 2 come in. Willits is 3 for 3, and it's 6-1 Sooners. You simply cannot get Willits out.
The definition of the right man in the right spot. Jackson Willits gets a fastball right down Broadway. Another clean stroke, a rocket into right field. You know that's going to score 2 with the speed on the bases. And that'll be it for Caden Glauber. Clearly, that's a tall ask from what he had to do yesterday.
Yes,
Didn't quite have his A+ stuff. And well, you got to give the kid credit for coming out here and at least putting it on the line for his club.
65 pitches yesterday. He throws 7 today, and Jackson Willits wins the battle after the walk to LeChance to give them a 5-run lead here in the 4th. And it looks like they're going to go to Matthew Mateus to come on in relief of Glauber. 29-0 in games that he has appeared, and that is very much in jeopardy as the Sooners take a couple more steps closer to their first College World Series title since 1994. Tar Heel fans will rise to their feet and give this freshman of the year in the ACC a round of ovation for what he has done all season long for the Tar Heels. Well, Caden Glauber came in, and immediately you can see here was some Billy Van Rapport saying, you got no more. You see the hands being raised by Heineck, like, are you serious? And Glauber saying, I got one more. And the umpire says, nope, we're starting the game. Then a pitch clock violation immediately. So instead of a strike, it went 3-0 and a walk. Then he was asked about blowing into his hand. A bases loaded walk, and then a Willits single to plate 2. Let's just say there were a bunch of potholes in that appearance for Glauber.
There was a lot going on, and I would tell you this, Oklahoma was waiting. If he was out there tonight, they were immediately going to question and make sure that when he blew into his hand that he had to make sure that he wiped it off. It took 1 pitch until anything was said out there, but now you got to turn the page if you're Carolina. It's Matthew Mateus that comes on and try to do that. Senior who's been out there a lot since he has been on campus for North Carolina.
LeChance stands at second. Willits 3 for 3 tonight and having a terrific College World Series. Watch as Gamble swing over the top of the first one.
Mateus, it's fastball cutter primarily. We'll throw the curveball, but that was the cutter right there. It'll be 87, 88 miles an hour. A little bit of down to it, too.
Curveball. Here you go. Saw it right there as he fouled the top of the baseball down. Glauber tried. You guys both agreed on the timing of bringing him in?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it felt like it's a turning point in the ball game, and it's proven to be as much.
Yeah, if you deemed him ready, that was the moment.
Here's the other thing, too, based on what he did last night. You're not going to get him up and sit him down and then get him back up again. I think it was one of those situations where the second he got on the mound, he was coming in the game.
Called strike 3 there to Gamble at the letters, and Tyus gets the out, second out here. The other part of college baseball, which you guys are acutely aware of, that's a freshman. You know, you're obviously trying to win the game tonight, do what you can, but you got to be concerned about the kid's future. Not only his future with Carolina, but his future.
They're keenly aware of it. I mean, it was going to be a very short stint, and obviously it was.
Can Brock deliver? That one is out. Mateus is a senior out of Greenville, North Carolina, 6'2", 215. Brock's having a good game, and that one sails high, 2-0. He's 2 for 2. Willits is 3 for 3. And everybody, with the exception of Gamble, has reached base for Oklahoma, and we're in the fourth. 2-1.
Yeah, Mateus is going to keep spinning that ball. It's a higher percentage off speed and breaking balls than anything else. He'll flash a fastball from time to time, but he's going to go to the breaking ball to try to put guys away.
We do the interviews with the players during the week, and then we do it before the finals. And one of the questions to all the players was, do you know what that guy's record is when he appears? And everyone knew there was like an invincibility about him. And you wonder if there's any impact seeing him come and go. This one to right field. There's a chance over there for French, who's made some great catches, but he can't go that far.
Well, I do think that it is a kick in the shins a little bit when your guy comes in and isn't able to be effective. Now, obviously not a normal outing for him, that not only the time of the game, but obviously the workload he's coming off of. But, you know, all year long, it was McDuffie and Glauber for this club, and both those players are already out of the game, and you got a lot of ball game left.
Mateus delivers 3-2, and he missed badly. With the runners moving, it will load him up.
And so where you're at in this deal, boys, is if Carolina's got a chance in this ballgame, it's going to have to be a Matty Mateus. It's somebody down there, starting right now with Mateus, is going to have to do something out of the norm for what we've seen in big games for this club all year long.
Yeah, the other way to look at it, too, is he's carried us most of the year. Time for us to carry him. Dangerous Deshaun Harris. Swings right through one at 92. So we talked all about their home run hitting abilities and how they've been great. Tonight it has not been the homer. Now he's working ahead. At some point you have to say we got to stop it, right? It's 5 runs.
No question. See how they're working Harris tonight. They have been almost primarily or almost exclusively fastballs Harris been hammering breaking balls lately.
Delivered a dagger home run the other night. 0-2. Chased up top. And the throw down to first is made for the out. So they leave them loaded. But boy, Aubur's night is over. McDuffie's night is over. And the partying might just be starting for the Sooners and Boomer Sooner Nation. Jackson Willits have a game. 6-1 at the bottom of the fourth. Bottom of the fourth. A reminder for the latest news, insight, in-depth analysis for the 2026 College World Series. Visit ncaa.com, your official online home for all NCAA championships. You can have a bunch of team meetings, man. You got to get the bat on the baseball.
Yeah, that's the key right now for North Carolina is they got to get themselves back in this thing offensively. Even though they're not quite sure who's going to bring them home on the mound, if they're not scoring runs, it doesn't much matter.
Bottom of the fourth, and it'll be Colin Heineck to lead things off. He flew out to center his first time up, and the first one from LJ Mercurius flies out. LJ's got a big opportunity now, man. I mean, the opportunity of a lifetime. For a kid that came in, joined his brother, and can help carry the Sooners to a title.
Down.
2-0. Xander, who has pitched his way into the hearts of the Sooner Nation and will be there again next season. He is solid, man. A bulldog on the mound. Changeup lands. 2-1.
He just goes back to that one when he needs to find the zone again, and it feels like everything slows back down when he throws that changeup. Kind of sinks the rest of his body up.
Did he go? He did. And the count goes to 2-2.
Looked like that barrel snapped late. And just past the point of no return there.
Got him there, and he went right back to it. Terrific job after falling behind to punch out Heineck.
Got a little help out of the zone to get to 2 strikes, but then he goes back to old reliable, and this is that changeup from Mercurius. You can see that extension on release that allows that baseball to have good downward action. Fastball up to 95, 96. That changeup at 87 almost acts as a slow sinker by the time it gets to home plate.
So he and Dayton LaChance had a parting word for each other. As Carter French steps up, that's ball 1. It's rare that LaChance doesn't have a smile on his face. And up 6-1, it's easy to have one there. The 1-0. 1-1 as French swung right on top of that. Camden Johnson moves a little closer to the line. French's hit was a opposite field spinner down the third base line. 2-1.
Tell you what, if I was one of the left-handed hitters for the Tar Heels, I would put my toes on the white line. Almost all of Mercurius's misses are down into the glove side. I would try to make him feel as uncomfortable as possible.
Down.
See, he's giving that thing some space. I'd put my toes right up there, especially in a 3-1 count.
He went fastball, and he went right on top of it. 3-2. You got to figure now his put-away pitch has been that changeup. Carter French walked 4 times yesterday. Scored 1 run. 0-3, fastball at the knees. And the Mercurius family fired up, as is Brian Bosworth and the rest of the Sooner faithful. That was a close one.
It's a close one, good spot too, and I think that one surprised Fresh just by pitch selection. I think you're assuming you're getting a changeup, and if you're assuming changeup and you see where that ball started, you're also assuming it's going to be out of the zone. Instead, that fastball carried just enough to catch the bottom part.
Mercurius has struck out 2. Heineken French here. Kellis on the ground, charged by Johnson. He fires, and that's a very quick inning. And you can feel the momentum and the energy. It is in the dugout that belongs to LJ and the Sooners right now. We'll talk with Scott Forbes, the head coach at Carolina.
Welcome back to the Men's College World Series presented by Capital One, joined now by Coach Forbes. When Glauber went out there in the top of the fourth, what was the conversation and issue with home plate umpire Billy Van Raphorst?
I felt like they started the clock a little bit too quick on Glauber. Obviously, they have a clock operator here, but we've got to adjust. I'm not going to play the blame game. We don't make excuses here. It is what it is. We just got to flush it, and we got to get back to just playing.
With Glauber and McDuffie having already pitched, how do you manage the rest of this game pitching-wise?
I mean, guys just have to step up. It is what it is, but we have a ton of game left. I'm going to talk to the guys after this inning to embrace this moment and not look at that scoreboard and stay positive and just keep playing.
What adjustments do you need from your hitters to get back in this?
Yeah, that guy's really good. You know, we just have to do a better job of laying off the ball that's up. And this changeup's nasty. If the umpire's going to give him that low strike, we're going to be in trouble. Hopefully he'll stop giving it to him.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
KB, thank you very much. So it's a 5-run lead, and teams at the College World Series haven't lost a 5-run lead in the national championship game. And Oklahoma's bats, you know, the question was, would they rebound after yesterday, in which they were silenced after the first inning? In total, they've got 41 runs in 6 games. Only three teams have scored more in a single World Series since we moved downtown to Charles Schwab in 2011. Oregon State, LSU in 23, and Florida in 23. Two 2-1 to Dayton Talkie. 3-1. That ball is laced right field, and it is gone! A Dayton dinger makes it 7-1 Sooners. Mom delighted, and that'll be the second biggest home run that Talkie has hit in a Sooner uniform. He ended Georgia Tech's dreams, and he just took another step in perhaps ending Carolina's dreams.
Wow, this runs right into the bat path of Dayton Talkie. A fastball down and in, and he drops a bat head to it 110 miles an hour into the right field bullpen. And the Sooners are having some fun right now, I think, boys.
That famous Talkie hat that she has worn through the course of the tournament, and he has now joined the Sooner home run hit parade. 7th different Oklahoma Sooner to hit a homer.
That graphic right there, it's just a story of Oklahoma's run in the last 3 weeks.
Yep.
It's not just a couple guys that got hot, but from a power standpoint, it was virtually the entirety of the lineup.
Hut. 1-2 gets the edge of the plate.
When the NCAA tournament started, Dayton Talkie had 3 home runs. He now has 9.
LaChance's numbers are equally as eye-opening. He chased out there because that second strike was called out there. So Branch is gone after reaching in his first 2. Yeah, this is a hard number to kind of get your head around. In the first 47 games, the bats, at least the ones that were hitting it over the wall, were quiet. In the last 19, they got 46 homers. Last 19 games, half their home runs for the season.
Yeah, it is hard to wrap your brain around, but it's not been a week or two. It's been over the last month. 20 games now, this team has been hitting the ball at the ballpark as well as anybody in the country, and they find themselves in a really nice spot here in the top of the 5th.
New pitcher coming in, Folger Boas, and we will take a timeout with the Sooners booming. And welcome back, Oklahoma, Carolina, game 3. Sitting dead red and riding one out. Dayton Taki delivers another big blow. Legend status cemented. He can roll around the bases. It is 7-1 Oklahoma in this game 3 of the Men's College World Series. And they've done it every which way. 9 hits. Jackson Willits has got 3 big ones, including his last one, which played at the couple and felt like it may have taken the wind out of the sail. 9 hits in the first 5 innings. In game 2, they had 4 total hits and 2 after the 2nd inning. The flush it mentality, next pitch, is paying off.
Outside.
The lefty is Folger Boas, 3-3, 706. A lot of hits in 57 in the 3rd innings. And Walk took a good hop off the mound, and he's going to be thrown out at first base by Schaffner.
You heard KB ask Scott Forrest just a minute ago, essentially, what do you do on the mound for the balance of this? And Folger Boas was a starter this year. Yes, he has given up a lot of hits, but he can also give you length. And at this point, he's going to have to give him some length and zeros at this point for Carolina to have a chance.
Here is the superstar starter, Jason DeCaro, and that one just floats in there and hits Cam Johnston in the shoulder. You can see and read the body language and the look on the face of Scott Forbes and the rest of his coaches. This is a big mountain to climb. This is a big ask. And LaChance is looking for a long one as he steps in. That gets away, and you're not going to get Johnson. And the mistakes mounting for Carolina. A hit batter and a pass ball. Yeah, they will absolutely think about stealing third base. The big maple tree nearly chopped down. Not a pass ball. They decide to call that a wild pitch on Folger Boas. The home run hitter, Taki. At some point, you're up 7-1, and you can get into a counting out mode to get to the finish line. A little early for that. LaChance golfs one, right center field. Hull back, and in the deepest part of the park, he is there to make the play.
Well, they almost did another one, Ravi, but they did get one here early. Dayton Taki drops the head. The Sooners up by 6. Stay with us, folks.
Take a look at tonight's Capital One rewarding performance or performances. The great throw from Deshaun Harris to prevent that run from scoring because the out was made at third before Paulson put his foot on the base.
That changes the inning, and this guy is just, I mean, he's changed the season for Oklahoma. Jackson Williams 3 hits on the night. That last one drove in another. Doubled and scored earlier in this game in the 3rd inning, but he has been a part of this Oklahoma offensive onslaught tonight. 7 runs and 9 hits, and we're only halfway home.
Wife Abby and daughter Gracie enjoying this College World Series to the utmost. Tyler Howe, first pitch swinging, fouled it off, 95. Feels like this could be L.J. Mercurious's game to take all the way to the finish line.
Skip Johnson would like that, I'll tell you that.
He's going to get every opportunity to do it.
Fastball, changeup, it's been the weapons that he has used so far. One ball, one strike. Howe is up. He's the 9-hitter, and then you go back to the top, and that's where they produce their 1 run. Another spectacular college baseball season coming to a close here tonight.
Outside.
A chance behind the plate. He's getting pretty playful here right
He's
about
active.
now. Yeah, look, he's looking, smiling in the Carolina dugout.
Outside.
On the ground, a second. Waiting on 2 hops. Branch throws out Tyler Howe.
Scott Forbes, in between innings, called a team meeting, and the message to his guys was, you are winners. We are playing in the national championship. You should be having some fun. I don't want you to look at the scoreboard. At that point, that doesn't matter. We're going to play until they tell us we can't play anymore, but I want you guys to enjoy this moment and play with some fun and play with some joy.
Well, he can see the big catcher behind the plate, 6'5", 231-pound Dayton LaChance, having fun.
Yeah.
No question about he's enjoying it. And it's a lot easier when you're up by 6 than down by 6. This is Schaffner. He got one to hit. He lifted this one to fairly deep left. But Campbell is there, and there are 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the 5th.
I would think of that Carolina dugout, and that may have changed some of it. You're just a little bit in shock of what has happened, because McDuffie's been so good for 2 years for him, and he couldn't find the zone. Then Mr. Invincible comes in, and that doesn't work. And then you look up and you're down 6 runs to an Oklahoma offense that just has no quit in.
Owen Hull. That's a breaking pitch down. Oh, 2 balls and no strikes. L.J. Mercurius, he came on in the 3rd. He has faced 7 and retired them all. First hitter he faced was Eric Paulson, so Schaffner and Hull and Gallagher seeing him for the first time tonight. Yeah, right there, 2-1.
Well, there's a lot of things we see this time of year from the teams that are poised to win the whole thing, and it's always a couple guys that end up outperforming what their season says that they've been, and specifically on the mound. And Oklahoma has a few guys doing that right now, but nobody more so than L.J. Mercurius. He has just found a whole nother stratosphere in postseason play.
And a difficult time and a transition for the guy. I mean, that's not easy to say. You're going to let your younger brother be the starter. We really need you out of the bullpen. Yeah, it goes with a changeup to make it 3-2. And he's been great out of the bullpen.
He's been better out of the bullpen than he was in the starting role. And really the way that this Oklahoma staff is set up, there's not a ton of bullpen depth. They've needed him for this run to be in this role.
3-2 to Owen Hull. He spoils one. And you have to understand, Oklahoma basically remade their rotation, meaning Rager was their Sunday guy, Cord Rager. He eventually moves up to the Friday night. They take 2 guys and replace them with 2 other freshmen, including that guy right there. And to Skip Johnson's point, the selfless nature of a team that puts we before me has got them on the verge of a College World Series championship. Not yet. Owen Hull has some other ideas as he laces a single into right, and that one is fired back in by Desan Harris. Owen Hull, with 2 outs, has his first hit of the night. He's reached twice.
That thing was hammered off the bat, Owen Hull. And you look at Owen Hull in that body, and you go, man, all he has to do is make a little bit of a tweak when he's out in front, and he's going to hit himself a whole bunch of home runs as a pro. That ball hit 110 miles an hour. It just little bit of top spin is probably the reason why he's only got single-digit home runs. But, man, he hits it plenty hard, squares it up often.
Seeing some great names there, and Kyle Seager. Exactly. I mean, they have some historically great hitters, and he's on the list now. Owen Hull. Gallagher a single and an RBI his first time up. Oh. 1-1. To this point, the Willits hit was the backbreaker. And the Glauber experience tonight also was another backbreaking moment for the Tar Heels, who were trying to fight back from 6 down. They're late on that 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Yes, sir. From the bright lights of Las Vegas to the biggest stage in college baseball, L.J. Mercurius has retired all but one he has faced.
And he can climb the ladder with a heater, too. I mean, we talk about the changeup, and the changeup is outstanding for L.J., but this one plays just fine, too. 95 elevated. He has settled everything down since coming out of that Sooner bullpen.
Reminder that following our game, Walt Weiss, things are going really well for his Atlanta Braves. What a year they've had relative to last year. There's our guy Eduardo Perez sitting there, pregame interview. Dave Fleming in the foreground asking the questions. That game follows us. It's the Braves and the Padres at 10 Eastern time on ESPN and the app. Grant Holmes goes against Michael King. As that follows us, Jackson Willits likely to find himself on a major league roster at some point. Having a heck of a game. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Willits got a little baseball compound. You know, this is not somebody that just decided to pick up a bat when he was 13.
No, baseball is the family business in the Willits home.
He picked up a bat, though, at 11 months old. He remembers, here's how it happened. Dad had a batting cage back at home. You know, he spent 6 years up in the big leagues, and he would sit him down there as a toddler while he took BP, and one day he turned around and saw him trying to hit off a tee at 11 months old in diapers.
You do pattern behavior after observation, so I'm watching this guy swing that thing. What does that mean?
I want to do that.
Well, guys, I mean, there's still plenty of ball game left here, but if the score holds, the Willits family might be celebrating having the #1 pick in the draft in their home and the College World Series most outstanding player.
Yep. And
pretty good 12 months.
Pretty good year. And a new baby.
Yeah, that's right.
Most important, a new baby.
Full 4th down.
Just down from Boaz to Willits, who reached base now for the 4th time. What do you think Gracie's going to pick up a bat?
Won't be long.
It won't be long.
If everything holds, it's going to be about 8 months.
Well, OU has been celebrating since they built themselves a 6-1 lead after 4. That's in there for a strike from Boaz to Trey Gamble. You know, you could certainly make the case for Carolina in light of what happened tonight and Glauber having to pitch 5 innings yesterday. The injury to Ryan Lynch, and it does feel like that is a real injury, forced Glauber into the game early because they had to win the game, and as a result was limited in his availability tonight. And that was a big injury, and Lynch was pitching very well.
He was pitching great. It was one of the things they were talking about before the game is how it looked like he was going to be out there for a while. After struggling to find it early, but then he really gave him a chance. But yeah, you will look back on that series of events. Lynch coming out in the 5th inning, Glauber finishing it, and then obviously what happened today.
Boaz fires 1-2. Perfect pitch, strike 3. Gamble knew it. He is retired. Rough night for Trey Gamble. 4 strikeouts.
Yeah, I think this is what you get when a hitter's just guessing too much. And yeah, that's a fastball that's a little down, but man, is it right in the heart of the plate. And Gamble just not seeing the baseball very good this evening. Fortunately for him, everybody around him is.
Yes, that's exactly right, including this guy, Brendan Brock.
0-1.
Fastball missed down. Brock has got 2 hits. He's reached via a walk as well. Tough kid. We saw him dive for a ball yesterday, pop his shoulder out, immediately popped it back in, stayed in the game. And then, of course, you remember while he stayed in the game, the very next hitter decided to go yard over the wall and left, in which he banged into it with his shoulder.
Yeah, he probably didn't feel great waking up this morning. Hasn't looked like it's bothered him with the bat, though.
No. 1-1, 3 move to the left of the infield, and he fouls one straight back. Toolsy player is Brendan Brock. He not only plays left field when he's healthy, but he can catch.
Some would say prospecting.
Yeah, and I would think that's where he goes first in pro ball. Oh, he brought it out again, huh?
That was for you.
Oh, good take. We just went Berkey dictionary there.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, Toolsy, prospecty,
posse, like possible. Yeah. Some make more sense than others.
That's right.
Difficult play. Yeah, he played it into a hit. That was a tough one. Nicholson thought about charging, put the brakes on, and to his credit, he was at least able to knock the ball down and keep the runner at second base in Willits.
Yeah, once you go, you got to go. So if your read is to go run right through it. Once you put on the brakes, that topspin is going to be very difficult to handle, and just unfortunate for Nicholson. Yeah, maybe the initial read was not exactly what he wanted once he started to make his move, but at that point, you're kind of stuck, especially with the speed of Brock getting down the line.
All right, what do we got here? 1 down, Deshaun Harris up. It's been a bumpy night with 2 strikeouts, and he fouls another one off.
Well, they are staying with that fastball against Harris, aren't they? And they've really had some success when they've gone up above the belt.
Oh, and Hull shaded towards left. Fairly shallow against Harris on an 0-1. Swings a slow roller to short. The only play is first, and he is safe. Wow, wheels from Deshaun Harris to load him up. Well, he has the advantage of being a left-handed hitter, and he was off and running in a slow roller.
He is a cannon for an arm and can absolutely fly. And You can see he absolutely beat that one out and calls him safe in the process. May have had to play it third here, honestly. I mean, it's a force out, and the base runner just froze in that spot.
Watch out for this guy. Dayton Taki is warm. He blasted a homer. He had a single his first time up, and the bases are loaded. On the corner to go 1 ball, 1 strike.
And tough for Folger Boas. I mean, you've gotten a chopper to third and a ground ball to short, and you're out here in a mess.
Guy like Taki, that is the pitch there. Don't let him get those arms extended. It's 1-2. Things have gone really well for the Taki family. With the bases loaded, not so much. Pop straight up here on the infield. Boas was thinking about it, and Nicholson thought better of it and said, I'm going to take this.
Well, maybe a chance to pitch out of it here, but his infield hasn't done him any favors. 2 opportunities where North Carolina should have been more aggressive charging the baseball. Nicholson started then stopped. Schaffner, for whatever reason, just didn't feel like he could run through that ground ball. Harris hit him, and they put their pitcher in a tough spot. Let's see if he can wiggle his way out of it. Boy, do they need a 0 here.
Yeah, tough spot, but really big spot right now for North Carolina.
You know, Branch delivered his first time up, and that is a swing. It's 0-1. Six runs is large. Any more may begin to feel insurmountable. And he's ahead of Branch, 0-2. The Sooners have capitalized tonight on situations like this. Way outside they set up, and he goes that way, and he spoiled it.
And protect mode right there. It looked like he's looking for the breaker ball and just caught the fastball about as deep as you could to stay alive.
Yeah, Kyle's dad there, Rusty Branch, mom Carrie, and of course brother Colby. Watching this latest plate appearance, you see what he's done with the bases loaded this year. And he delivers again with a shot into right. Willits is in, throw to third base. Out at third base, but the other run will count. They will get 2 as Brendan Brock touched before Harris was thrown out. Have a celebration, Branch family. Kyle does it again. He's got 3 RBI tonight, and the Sooners are rolling, leading at 9-1.
Well, he now has 3 hits in the College World Series, and all 3 of them are clutch run-scoring knocks as we see North Carolina redirect that ball, get the out at third, but Brock scores ahead of it. Kyle Branch coming up with another big swing. It is all Sooners right now.
(1951, 1994). And now closer than ever to getting their 3rd College World Series championship here in 2026. Look at the crooked numbers that they have put up. And it has been Jackson Willits and that guy right there, Kyle Branch. Don't want to celebrate yet, but they are very, very comfortable as Paulson sends a squibber down the third baseline.
Middle infield for the Sooners has done all right tonight. 5 hits, 3 ribbies.
Well, you can start to taste it, can't you, if you're an Oklahoma Sooner? Finished a couple games under as Paulson pulls one, and Harris is running it down. Have a great series, Deshaun Harris. There is joy right there arm, speed, and now the glove.
Are you not entertained? He has done absolutely everything that you can do on a baseball field over the last week and a half. And this one, just enough top spinner, it's going to carry out. But Desai Harris, man, if it's in the ballpark, he's going to go get it. Closing speed to get there and steal extra bases away from Paulson.
He and Jason Walk enjoying themselves. Nicholson swings, and now it's Walk's turn. A little easier in center.
That's what Harris is yelling at him.
LJ Mercurius is also just throwing strikes.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal. He's just been great since coming in, and you cannot overstate the importance of LJ Mercurius in this run that Oklahoma has had.
That one is down. So when Skip Johnson went to him, the Sooners were in a bit of a stumble. In fact, they finished under 500 in the SEC this year. But his response was, I don't care if I'm starting or in the bullpen, I want to win. And when Skip said, I can do better in the bullpen for us, he was all in.
It shouldn't be surprising, since he called his little brother before he committed to Oklahoma out of the transfer portal and said, are you okay? Are you okay if I come to Oklahoma too? And he said, absolutely, I'm okay. I'd love to have you here. Well, it's worked out pretty well for both of them.
1-2 to Heineck. Yeah, and to your point, it does really show how wonderfully those two have been raised. In fact, at one point when Xander was asked, you know, what's the best thing about all this? And he said, well, my parents raised two great kids. Being here with your brother, Christina and Neil, who tends to roam a little bit and sit in another seat. But his love, his empathy for his younger brother there, with that one great shot of him reading a book about positivity when he was feeling anxious for his younger brother Xander on the mound. Xander never shows the anxious about LJ because he knows him well enough. This one is to center. Rock says, that's mine. I'm the center fielder. You stay where you are. 8 pitches. You've had your moment. In fact, you've had many moments. Berkey, it's 9-1, 9 outs to go.
Yeah, he might not need to go to center, but he can go down the line to make a play. The right fielder from the Sooners flashing some lever, having some fun. The Sooners got it all rolling, boys.
Well, we've made a big story out of it because they've been here now 13 times. And they have yet to come up with a trophy. And they are certainly with their backs against the wall right now. Mike Fox, who coached many of those teams. He also coached Scott Forbes at North Carolina Wesleyan and then hired him as an associate. Fox retired 6 years ago. There he is.
Forward.
And he was NC's second baseman 50 years ago. And the coach is feeling the emotions that most Carolina fans are feeling right now.
He had such a good run there too, and just built the base. Well, Scott Jackson, one of the assistant coaches, was one of Mike's assistant coaches. Obviously, Scott Forbes was as well, and they have carried on the tradition very well.
Yeah, 550 win seasons, 948 wins as the head coach, 7 teams to the College World Series, and an unfortunate and familiar position right now for he and that man right there, Scott Forbes. On a 1-2, that finds the hole. Jason Walk is aboard. And there's an infectious nature about Walk and Harris, and in a lot of ways, Willits and certainly Dayton LaChance about this team.
A lot of smiles. Of course, if you're playing as well as the Sooners have over the last month, you'd be smiling a bunch too.
Plus, you know, you see all these teams that return to Omaha. And for Carolina, they had a representative from every one of the teams that were here. That's down the line and a foul ball. But when you win the College World Series, instead of make the College World Series or make the finals, then the team comes back. And I don't think these kids think about if you win a 2026 World Series, you know, in 2030, 2040,
right,
your Oklahoma Sooners are here, you're coming back.
Well, you're coming back, but the other thing is every time you go back to campus, people remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think even more special is 2036. You get honored at some huge Oklahoma football game.
Sure.
You know, and on and on and on. The legacy of, if they're able to close this thing out, win a national championship, that sticks forever.
Oh, 2 on the way to Camden Johnson. And before that, the throw to first.
He won a couple of them. Met the coach last night, walking into dinner. Good night.
What'd you guys talk about?
I talked to him about OU Husker football games.
Switzer had a couple words of wisdom before the tournament to Skip Johnson. It was just stay out of the way. After the loss last night, the message was, you know what happens after a loss? A win. Simple.
It did most of the time when he was coaching, I'll tell you that.
Happened for Carolina. After losing game 1, they came back and won game 2. And here we go with Skip Johnson and Reggie Willits game planning how we're going to get to the finish line here. Scott Forbes is out. New pitcher coming in as Folger Boas night is over. It is going to be Cameron Padgett.
It's not just that the SEC has won 6 straight national titles. It's that 5 different programs have done it, all survivors of brackets packed with SEC foes. Since 2021, 14 of 16 teams have been here, because in Omaha, it just means more isn't merely a tagline. It's a mission statement.
Yeah, LSU hoisted it last, and Jay Johnson's kind of in a rebuild mode. And the beauty of baseball right now at the college level is you rebuild in, you know, a couple of days. And he has every hope of getting back here to join the rest of the SEC that has marched through the College World Series. Last 18 years, 22 appearances. The rest of Division I, 14, and 11 titles, including, as Ryan just said, all the ones that they have won consecutively. Why is that the case?
It's the depth of the league, man. I mean, this is Exhibit A that you're looking at today. Oklahoma was 14-16 in the SEC during the regular season. They went to Hoover and got beat by LSU.
LSU had a terrible year, and they beat them.
And they came home, and they almost haven't lost since. I don't care who you were, unless you're in that Oklahoma dugout or you live within 20 miles of Norman. There wasn't anybody that saw this coming 3.5-4 weeks ago.
It's got a little Ole Miss 2022 feel to it.
There is some of that. Yeah, Cameron Padgett on for the 20th time. It's very fastball heavy. Fastball above 70% of the time, and he can run it up there.
And LaChance can run it out there as he gets ready.
Well, I do think, you know, going back to Ole Miss,
yeah,
the fact that you could have 2 teams that finished under 500 in the league win the national championship in the last 5 years, it does speak to the school of thought that says essentially if you survive that league and get in the NCAA tournament, you get a chance to win the whole thing. Hey, just look, Kentucky was 13-17 and was a couple pitches away from sending West Virginia home, who won 2 games here.
Yeah.
And made the Final Four. And so, you know, at this point, you really, there's no argument against it. The league is that tough, it's that deep, and there are that many teams that are capable of playing at this high a level if it all comes together for them.
Yeah, you went into the tournament, you thought Texas, you thought Florida, Georgia for sure, as teams from the SEC that had the best chance, the best odds of taking a title home. Not Oklahoma, who was sent to Georgia Tech, probably to be fed. And they ended up winning that thing. 0-2 on the ground. They got a chance for 2. Schaffner, Gallagher, the chance is done. And that will get us to the bottom of the 7th inning. Oklahoma had 4 hits yesterday. They used 7 pitchers. They lost 6-2. You know what yesterday is? Dead. They're winning tonight big, 9-1 as we go bottom 7.
Bit since he came in. LJ Mercurius came in a ball game in the 3rd, and since then it's been all zeros. Changeup's been outstanding. There's 3 in a row. But the ability to utilize the fastball at all parts of the zone, up, down, and then finish up and out of the zone, has been the key to his run tonight. The right-hander settled the ball game down for Oklahoma when he got in there. 3 2/3 has given up just 1 hit, hadn't walked anybody, but struck out 4.
1 hit. He's been great. It's just a calmness about him, too, that you see on the mound. And he will have to deal with 7, 8, 9 as he tries to help Skip Johnson get his first ever national championship. They're swinging aggressively, and they pop one up to left field. And Gamble is there to make the play. KB?
Ravi, you mentioned the other day when Xander, his brother, was making his first start that LJ got nervous, was reading a book out in the bullpen. Dad right there, he wasn't buying it. He did an interview and said, you know, my son loves the camera. And he was sitting out there with some sunglasses, reading a book. He knew that camera was going to find him. Did say, I'm glad it was a book that involved God, but guy likes the camera.
Yeah, that was a great look. He had the shades on. He had the hat kind of pulled down. It's just, you're absolutely right, Davey.
Tough corral.
Hey, Dad knows better. Dad knows best.
So he knew the camera was going to find him, like, in the bullpen behind, you know, the rail. Like, I don't know. That feels like a rough corral.
One hopper here. Camden Johnson up with it. They got another one. Look, the one thing that Dad knows, Dad knows that Jeff Evers inside, Bill Palladino, our producer, when they see a good shot, they're going to take a good shot. And that's a great shot.
And they found one.
That's a great shot. And a credit to all the cameramen and women here and our staff. They have done an amazing job all season long, but in particular here. The comments about the coverage from a technical standpoint are off the charts. So a shout out to all of the folks that work on the College World Series on the men's side here for an incredible job. High level.
Well said.
Jaden Nunez is the pinch hitter for Carolina. They're the Mercurius brothers. LJ's trying to catch little brother.
Outside.
Raised in Las Vegas, UNLV for LJ to start things off. Xander, OU. And again, other opportunities presented themselves, but they decided let's do this thing together. And can you believe that there's a really good chance doing this together is going to lead to a memory that they will have for the rest of their lives. A championship.
How about the ride they've taken those two on?
Man.
To get to watch both of them on the biggest stage.
Nunez finds a hole, though, and the inning will continue. That was a fastball up. Jaden Nunez delivers. You know, now you get to the top of the order and you start to think, and you certainly have experienced, like this could be the last, this is maybe the last time I get to do this in a college uniform.
Yeah, those thoughts definitely start passing through your mind.
The assignment for LJ coming in, too, with the lead that he had. Throw strikes. It's like there hasn't been a threat of a walk.
No, he has not given them a glimpse. Not even a glimmer of hope.
They do have that routine out there, and all the pitchers do it. They take a deep breath. Some of them speak to themselves. LJ took his breath, and now he fires on a 1-1, and it's 1-2.
We came at a ball game. It was a two-run game.
Yeah.
I mean, so much of the offense came later on.
Well, he certainly didn't swing. Now, it might have been a strike on the pitch, but I don't see how that's called a swing. Now, Billy Van Raphorst said he went on the swing, and the North Carolina dugout is not happy about it. I don't know if the move to swing kind of made Billy blink on the pitch, but that ain't a swing, boys.
It's definitely not a swing. It may have been a strike.
Yeah.
But he pointed to the bat to say that was a swing. Yeah, I would say that the relationship is going to need some repairing between North Carolina's fan base and Billy Van Raphorst. And it started with the pushing of Glauber and his warm-up pitches, and then it sort of spiraled out of control. And when your team is down by 8 runs, you're going to find a lot more reasons to not like the umpire, or in basketball, the official, or football. But that was not a swing. One-two count for the multi-sport athlete Schaffner, who grew up skating on a rink and now a good baseball player. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Came here when Michigan and Eric Bakich were here to watch. She's a TSA manager back in Las Vegas, and when Xander was going to pitch, she was going to go back to work, and he basically said, "What are you doing?
Yeah,
where are you going? I'm pitching in the College World Series, and you're going to go back." They worked it out that she hasn't left yet.
Think about this too. Every game that Oklahoma has played in here, one of them has
been in the game. Yeah.
How cool is that? Like,
yeah, incredible.
Kid's not a position player, but yet you've got to see him play every single game.
Three-two, little blooper into shallow right. That's in no man's land. It's caught out there, and the ball was moved by Deshaun Harris with his feet, but they will stay at first and third. As Nunez puts the brakes on, and Schaffner's got a hit.
It's a pretty good pitch location. I mean, this is exactly where you want to throw it. In on his hand. Schaffner just got enough of it. Outfield playing too deep to get there. I think smart decision, too. I mean, you're down 8 runs, not to take any chances there at third base. A big swing here. You never know. North Carolina can claw their way back in this thing. This is a guy that can do it.
The Renaissance man with 86 runs batted in this season. Changeup is in there for strike 1. There's a little activity out in the Oklahoma bullpen. I'm sure if you're a Carolina offensive player, you want anybody but Mercurius on the mound the way he has mowed him down. High chopper, and that one is glove turn. No, couldn't make the scoop over there. Nunez is going to score. Hull will end up at second, and Schaffner goes to third. An incredible grab by Johnson, and then Dayton Taki just couldn't scoop it.
Yeah, it's a really, really tough chance over there on both ends. Camden Johnson with a beautiful range and pirouette. Look how far up the middle he is, and he gives Taki a chance to make a play. I mean, the range and athleticism of Johnson is incredible.
Athletic.
And then this ball just kind of scoots just outside the glove of Dayton Taki, and Carolina hanging around here with a chance.
You're a swing away from making this thing really interesting now.
You got 2 good base runners out there at second and third, and Captain Clutch again. Gallagher comes up, but he has struck out twice tonight, single and an RBI. You have to think that thought of this being the last time I got a chance. You saw really good plate appearances from both Schaffner and Hull, putting pressure on the defense. Chased outside the zone, get ahead 0-1.
Hadn't thrown that one too much tonight. That's the breaking ball right there that had Gallagher all the way out in front.
Similar pitch in which he drove in a run back up the middle. Good fastball hitter. Really challenge him. He hung one and got away with it. It's popped up. LaChance behind home, gives it a look and makes the play. Gavin Gallagher, a dazed look. A good look for the Sooners. LJ gets out of it. It's 9-2. We head to the 8th here in Omaha. No, you win a College World Series and no one will ever forget your name. And the Sooners are 6 outs away from doing that as we start the top of the 8th inning. Padgett stays on the mound. And the man who is yet to be retired, Jackson Willits, steps to the plate. Got a brother who went #1, a dad who was kind of an underdog player, a 7th round pick. He made it to the big leagues in 3 years. Dad debuted with the Angels in 2006, 6 seasons there. And you know what he was known for, guys? Getting on base, which Jackson has done 4 times tonight. 2-1.
Yeah, you know, there's toolsier players on this team than Jackson Willits, but he is the rock of this team. You know, obviously plays shortstop, but there's just a presence about him. And Taki obviously had the famous walk-off home run, but yeah. Willits had a hit late in that ball game that tied it up in the game that they eventually clinched that regional in. And there's just a feel around him, an aura around him that makes you believe in him in big moments. And he has certainly proven that to be true here at the College World Series. Big hit after big hit.
Outside.
He's the kind of guy, too, and I know we've talked about this, it just feels like is going to figure out a way to get to the big leagues. And I don't know exactly how or where he's playing, but it has that baseball-y feel that this kid's going to play it for a while.
There you go, baseball.
Trying to get on board, man. That's apparently the thing.
Baseball-y, yeah. You know what, though, KP? You're not there yet. But you're coming. I can see it.
What's wild is when you watch him hit, especially through this postseason, you can't believe he's not hitting 380 or 390.
Right. Oh, great tick, and let's make it 5 times on base for Jackson Willits tonight. His second walk. Woo, take a deep breath. Life has changed a little bit for wife Abigail here in the last couple of months. 30 years, man. That's 30 years since somebody's reached base in all 5 plate appearances.
Wow.
Yeah. It's doing your job. Nobody out. Padgett will throw to Gamble, who has not reached in 4 plate appearances. What? Out of Alpine, Utah. Played at Salt Lake Community College, and he fouls that one off. He had a big hit in that 9-0 rout against Alabama. You remember the journey that they took. We talk a lot about the regionals and super regionals. But even here, it was a throttling of Alabama in which that Boomer Sooner train just kept rolling along. And here we are at the final stop on the station.
LJ doesn't look like he's done yet.
I have to start to feel real good about the opportunity for Skip Johnson, a baseball lifer, and all he has done and seen. His connections to the junior college have really helped build this program.
Sorry, Rev, I can't help but laugh as his teammates, Trey Gamble's got 4 Ks, and all his teammates are cheering him on here to try to win this battle. Look at him. Look at Tate LaChance.
Gamble was awarded the prestigious Elite Scholar Athlete Award by the NCAA for the 25-26 academic year. He majored in business administration. First Oklahoma player to ever get it. And they're going to continue to cheer and celebrate the effort. He's going to have a chuckle.
Oh, that group's having a whole bunch of fun.
I think they are all in on their teammate.
In a 9-2 game, and they are locked in and in the trenches with their guy.
Outside.
And he keeps looking over there.
He's peeking. He's not looking for signs, I can tell you that.
No, he's not. Two to Gamble. First hit of the night. Slow roller up the middle. Nice play. And no, they won't get 2. Boy, Gallagher with a little glove flip to Schaffner.
That was nifty. An easy one, too, because you know that thing's spinning weird when it gets to him, the way it came off the bat. But Gallagher, a little backhand flip.
I don't know that there's a better defensive second baseman in the country than Gavin Gallagher. I mean, he has got it all. Range, arm strength, creativity. He is a total package with the glove.
So 1 down for Brendan Brock. Out of play. For those watching or looking for the Major League Baseball game, the Braves and the Padres, it's currently being shown on ESPN2. And after we get through the celebrations here at this College World Series, ESPN will pick up the Braves and the Padres. Just underway out on the West Coast. Oh. Well, in the end, it will be a remarkably frustrating and disappointing end for Carolina's season, but it's a season in which they set a number of records with wins and runs. They've introduced the world to Caden Glauber.
Yeah, and it was a, you know, it's not going to be fully complete because if they don't win the trophy here today, it's going to feel like there's a missing piece. But boy, did they perform at a high level from start to finish.
Yeah, I mean, you got to look at the entirety of it. It just, the consistency that they played all the way through the season. They lost 1 series the whole year. 1.
Yeah,
the only time 50 ball games.
The only time they lost back-to-back games was in early March, 6th and 7th.
Yep.
Yeah.
Outside.
Hard to do. What are the other conferences? We started the conversation about the SEC. What did the other conferences have to do to compete? Or what separates the SEC? Is it as simple as dollars as that ball is?
Well, I think you've seen a little bit of it here. I mean, Carolina's blueprint of homegrown pitchers with mid-major position players, and the combination of that at plays. We see West Virginia go into the D2 and D3 ranks You see Oklahoma. This Oklahoma roster is not one of the high-priced SEC rosters. It's repeatable. Now, they clearly have an eye for talent, and they've been here in this finals 2 times in 5 years. So they know what they're doing. But you can't just say, well, a lot of the teams at the top of the SEC have the most money, so
it's not as easy as saying spend.
No.
But as a conference, no one as an entirety is more committed to the sport of college baseball.
A walk there of Brock, first and second now. For the latest news, inside in-depth analysis from this 2026 College World Series. Sooner fans, visit NCAA.com, your official online home for all NCAA championships. Well, they put out a call to get Sooner Nation to make the pilgrimage to Omaha, and they responded in a big way. Harris golfs one into left field. That's going to get down in front of Nunez. He will throw it in. It's going to get cut off. They got 10. Deshaun Harris has been in the middle of a lot tonight.
Yeah, man, he's been in the middle of so many things all the way through this entire tournament. We saw him homer twice in a game. We saw him as good a play as you're going to see out in right field, a big-time arm. Now this one just kind of taking what they're giving you right there. Flips it to left field, drives in another Sooner run, and the Tar Heels will go back to the bullpen.
Everything has gone right for Oklahoma tonight, as quarterbacks know when the game is just about over. We can take a knee if we have to. We are in the 8th, though, and it's Oklahoma up 10-2. We'll be back after this.
There's Taki's mom. She's been living and dying on every pitch. Taki in the air to center. That ball is gone! It's gone! Dayton Taki sends Oklahoma to Super Regionals!
Man, that's a shot, isn't it? Might be the farthest one I've ever hit.
Our buddy Mike Farron had the call then, and we saw it tonight. Dayton Taki exit stage right. That homer in the regionals, he was hitting .232. He was 8th in the lineup, bottom of the 10th, full count, 454-foot bomb. And let's just kind of recap since then. June 1, trailed 7-3 in the final against Georgia Tech. Rallied to win. Swept the Super Regional on the road against Kansas, outscoring them by 18 runs. And they have got 29 homers in the tournament, which is second most in the field.
But it was that one swing at Georgia Tech that started this whole thing, that cleared the batter's eye. And I don't know if you could hear in that clip where he said that may be the furthest ball I've ever hit. At the time, it was the most important ball he had ever hit.
I think you can't express this enough. They lost 9-3 the first time they played Georgia Tech. They were down 8-2 the second time they played them. It felt like it was over. 9-3. It was kind of a very casual win by Georgia Tech. It's 8-2 in the 4th. They scored 8 runs in the 4th inning, and since that moment, now they were down 7-3 in the next one too. But this team has just been a juggernaut.
Tom Shimoleski is on, and he throws another pitch in there. Had a great conversation with Tom, a fellow Needham, Mass. That's where I grew up.
Okay.
6'2", 210. And Shimoleski has got himself 1 out and an 0-2 count to Taki.
Outside.
So when you stare defeat and the end in the face and defy it, it probably allows you, I mean, having been on teams where you're like, wow, we were out, we were done, and you get up off the mat, there aren't any circumstances in which you don't feel like you can do it again.
No. You don't feel like there's any circumstances that are going to knock you out.
No. And I tell you, Skip Johnson, he'll lean into that.
Yes.
He will lean right into that.
You look at the circumstances that they had to overcome within their story and the programs and the teams they had to beat to get here. It really is a remarkable of a run as you can remember.
He trotted down to the bullpen and started throwing a little bit. Now we got the heater on, making sure that that right arm's still ready to go.
Chmielewski comes in and strikes out Taki. Second out here in the 8th inning.
Slider right there for the grad transfer from Princeton. Go get your degree from Princeton, and
we grow them that way in Needham.
I'm aware of that. Yeah, he's picking you up over there.
Taki retired. Branch has had just a great night. He has reached 3 times, got a couple of RBIs, 3 of them, and a walk.
Outside.
They'd like to extend this. They want to keep scoring runs. They want this to be a magical night, which it already is, but let's make more. Saw how into the players were with the plate appearance by Gamble. Branch, no. Foul ball.
Branch has his second 3 RBI night of the season. His last one was in February. Talking about magical, Ref.
Yes, you're not kidding.
The first weekend of the year, February 15th versus TCU. And that's when this OU team had our attention, KP.
Yeah, they did.
They went down to Globe Life and swept that 3-game set.
Which, again, leads to them believing in what they were capable of. And the idea, boy, you guys are hot. You're hot. Nobody was willing to say you're also really good, except the guys that wear the uniforms. Well, Winslow was what, a Duke transfer? They got a Princeton transfer going to Carolina.
Yeah, they like smart kids over there.
Kyle's mom has had a wonderful experience here. Dad's on their feet. They're looking for one more big hit from Kyle Branch. This ball is hit to left. Did he do it? Nunez, he did it just like brother. A 3-run homer to put it away. Are you serious? Just the 4th home run of the year for Kyle Branch. And likely his last at bat of the season. Chills, man. That's chills right there.
It just is that. Now his brother gets to see little brother hit one. Said same face he was making.
Exactly right.
When he saw Colby hit one. Now he gets to make it about his own.
He was 1 for 16 at the College World Series before tonight. 3 hits, 6 ribbies. And a day he'll never forget.
Yeah, man, that's family and experience the Branches will never forget, ever.
Outside.
Both boys go yard. One to end his career against brother. Brother gives us this look of amazement, and now he's got that look on his face like, my goodness, is this really happening? Not like number 6 is a big home run guy now.
No, just his 4th on the year, his 1st in the postseason. Of all the homers OU's been hitting, that's his first one. Pretty good time to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Nice dig, dude.
Might need to sit down.
Yeah, might be a good idea right now.
You know, you look and think about what this college season has been about, and in a lot of ways it was the year of the catcher, and certainly here in the postseason, this one to center field, it's been about the year of the freshman. And here in the College World Series, it's been the year of the brothers, the Mercurius brothers and the Branch boys going ding-dong deep. Colby, and now Kyle steps into it. Utter disbelief. It did go over the wall, and both boys have gone yard at the College World Series in Omaha. Oklahoma have a party, 13-2, all Branch all the time. Well, let's take you back to Wednesday in a blowout game in his final at bat. Colby lifts one. Kyle can't believe it. They exchange a little high five, low five, and then a big hug at the end. And then here tonight in the championship game, he bat flipped him. He knew he got it. The family affair has been one to remember, man. The moments that we have seen over the last week and a half are incredible.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah.
What a ride.
They've got a lot of memories and a couple mementos to go back home to Texas with, because after that game on Wednesday where they faced each other, the umpires went and got the lineup cards, found them after the game, said this is something we don't usually do, but thought this was a special enough moment that we wanted you guys to have the lineup cards.
Yeah, well, good on the umpires for doing that and reading the room appropriately. Plus, it speaks to the sacrifices. I mean, I know we talk about it a lot, but on the players' journeys, how important moms and dads and relatives are in getting these guys to and from different events and practices and all over the country. It's a nice payoff for the parents, too.
Yeah, I'd say so. That's a couple moments that are probably just impossible to put into words. And
Paulson pops one up.
The fact that it happened to each brother, where they're both in attendance at one point on the same field, that's just wild.
How about this kid, too? I mean, everything he's been through in the last year, loses his dad about a year ago, and transfers to a new place, has to meet new teammates, understand everything else. He's had an awesome year and has shown very well here.
Yeah, he sure has. And again, we talk about the role of parents when he lost his dad. Scott Forbes really, stepped in, as did the entire community, and he emphasized how important and valuable that was. Forbes learned, having lost a close personal relative of his earlier than should, about what you do, how you handle it. Less words, more listening. Put your arm around the kid when he needs it. Scott Forbes is a very human person.
Yeah. And the Paulsons knew that's where they wanted their boy to be.
Yeah.
He's in very, very good hands.
And for Cooper Nicholson, again, living out his dream. You hear a lot about dreams, and this guy used to come to the College World Series. Rosenblatt here now, and Charles Schwab said, I want to play for Carolina. I want to play in the College World Series. And that's when your folks, especially at a young age, are like, okay, I like the dream.
Yeah.
1 in a million. How hard
Sounds
that
good.
is.
Just 2 hours down I-80 in West Des Moines.
LJ fires 2-2 and a jam shot fouled straight back. 6 runs batted in for the 9-hole hitter. Kyle Branch. You know, and look, you talked about it at the top, you know, the stars showing up, but you made it quite clear, Berkey, when you look at the team. Yesterday, they didn't get anything from the bottom third of the order. Today, they got a ton from the bottom third of the order.
A home run from the 8-hole hitter and a home run from the 9-hole hitter.
With 6 RBI.
Yeah, that qualifies as production.
Production. And on the other side, between, in fact, you want to go back up to Cooper Nicholson. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2 hits. 3 hits. Nunez got 3 hits. A punch out there for LJ Mercurius. Nicholson's night not going to end well.
He just keeps mowing them down, KP, and LJ Mercurius has really blossomed into a star here once he's gone to the bullpen. I would guess he's going to hear his name called come July.
Yeah, I would think so.
Heineck center. Walk in the park. He's been great. Another souvenir for those still hanging on. We are through 8. They are 3 outs away. Mercurius is determined to seal the deal and get them a title. The NCAA Men's College World Series is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? And it says it all. The Sooners boom in a big way at the most critical time. Bouncing back in that Georgia Tech series and rolling like thunder through the rest. 13-2 with 14 hits and 1 error. And all sorts of hugs and high fives for what appears to be our next national champion.
I'd say he's done, boys.
I'd say he's done, and I'd say he has earned the right to give some hugs right there for LJ Mercurius. Came into this game and it was a 3-1 ball game in the 3rd inning. Allows 1 run and then allows that offense to heat up like they have for the last month. Good work, kid. That's the hug he's been waiting for.
There it is. Oh, that's special.
And they have a beautiful relationship beyond that picture. There were some interviews with them when they were asked about who's the better athlete, you know, who's got a messier room, and just to listen to them go back and forth was wildly entertaining and very, very real and authentic. Cam Johnson's got the do factor going as far as long balls. He is the only Sooner starter that hasn't homered here in Omaha.
Outside.
The new pitcher for North Carolina is Kyle Percival.
Senior left-hander. And obviously didn't get a lot of work this year, but cool by Scott Forbes to get him in this environment.
Yeah, good on Scott Forbes. He knows what this feels like, and it will only fuel the fire to get back here.
Outside.
Sometimes the plan does work out.
Yeah.
Sometimes it does. One man down in the 9th as Nunez comes in to make that catch. Still baseball players talking about the swing, what a good swing it was.
A lot of hugs in that dugout right now.
Well, you guys have experienced the length of a season, and many people, you know, tune in to the College World Series and pick it up at this part. But maybe share a little bit of what goes into a successful season, how long it is, and some of the things they got to go through.
Look at Oklahoma's season. We talk about how hot they started. Then they lost their last 4 series in the league. So if you're going to get through a season in college baseball because of the length of it, you better be able to bounce back if you want to have success at the end. And they've absolutely been able to do that. And he's a big reason why.
Maybe it was the two-a-days and fried chicken.
Yeah, that was something. You know, I think too. There's a piece of it where you're on campus in the summer, right? You start after Labor Day, going through 4 or 5 days a week in the weight room and fall practice, and then get through the winter months and into preseason. I mean, it's a journey. To be the last team standing is so difficult, but especially to be the last team standing from a team that finished 11th in the regular season in their conference. It's a remarkable journey. There's nothing else.
But the ups and downs and the bus rides and the plane trips and the delays, and there's no one on campus, but we're here and school's over and we're still here.
And it's 44 degrees in your first home game.
When you play it in February in Norman.
Yeah.
I'm excited we get to see that arm for a couple more years. He was something else.
He was sort of out of this world with the numbers that he put up. A chance on the ground. They go right into the shift, and Gallagher will throw him out as he's looking forward to getting that gear back on and catching the final out and winning a World Series.
I would say he can get used to working in a starting role next year as well.
Yeah, that was a quick answer from Scott Forbes. You're going to be starting next. Yes. Yep. Friday night. Yep. Got that covered. Kid from New Jersey, Glauber, who ended up going to South Carolina, made varsity as a freshman. He just does things on an accelerated basis. Varsity as a freshman in high school, ended up closing games, won a championship as a closer. And it looks like it's going to be 29-1 as this one is grounded to short. And that will end the top of the ninth. Let the coronation begin. The Sooners will get 7, 8, 9. And Boomer Sooner Nation is on their feet, ready for the school's next national championship. Stay with us. It's 13-2 with 3 outs to go.
He's excited as we get ready to crown yet another college baseball champion. And he nubs it in front of the plate. Javi Flores throws it on, and Oklahoma's a champion.
Here is a team, Oklahoma, that was unranked in the preseason. And they beat the team that was ranked #1 preseason.
Yeah! 1994, the last national championship for the Oklahoma Sooners baseball team, a team that featured Ryan and Damon Minor, Russ Ortiz. Chip Glass was the most outstanding player.
Tim Walton was on that club.
Bucky Buckles was on that club.
Bucky Buckles was absolutely on that club.
And they knocked off Nomar and Jason Varitek 13-5. Not a bad feeling for that guy right there either, who started this game. And he's got some more years as well. And in your first as a freshman, you're going to have pitched in the championship game that your team is going to win.
Well, Jackson Cleveland on to try to finish this one out for Oklahoma. Been out there plenty this year, on there for the 26th time, has already seen action in this College World Series.
(13-2) is the score for Sooner sports fans, a familiar score. As that first one is in there for a strike. They last won the college football national championship at the end of the 2000 season. The 0-1 Orange Bowl. The undefeated Sooners beat Florida State. The final score was 13-2.
We talked about the incredible comeback they had against Georgia Tech. Jackson Cleveland pitched in back-to-back games against the Yellow Jackets, gave them 6 2/3 on back-to-back days as part of that magical story that will always be talked about when they talk about the Sooners winning this national championship. And Cleveland not only did that, but then closed the game out against Georgia in a one-run ball game the first time they beat the Bulldogs here in Omaha.
Carter French not so quick to say this game is over as he lines a single to start off the bottom of the ninth. Think about the offense that Oklahoma has put up with 13 or more runs the entirety of this season. 4 times in the tournament, they scored 13. 5 times of 53 games, they reached it. So they have nearly matched the number of big outbursts like this in the NCAA tournament.
Out of superlatives.
it does. It kind of gets to that point, out of explanations. Just
they got. I mean, look, they are good. That's obvious.
Oh, without a
they
doubt.
did get hot.
No question.
Both can be true.
Yes.
Yeah, we talk about these moments every year. That kids that are out there that are not only playing in this uniform for the last time, but playing in a uniform for the last time. And Carter French is probably one of those. Going to med school right after this, will be a doctor, but man, what a way to go out.
Yeah, that is strike 3, and Kellis is gone. Yeah, the good doctor down there at first base is going to be taking care of people someday, maybe orthopedic surgery, but he also has the memory of 2 incredible catches in the 2026 College World Series. French and the fence got to meet. Skip Johnson is a big part of what this team is all about. Michael McGinnis is going to be the pinch hitter. I mean, an absolute grinder through his years at Navarro Junior College. And then hooked up with Augie Garrido at Texas before taking over the reins 9 years ago at Oklahoma. As down to earth as you can be in the way he approaches everything.
Yeah, he's seen about everything the amateur game has to offer. The one thing he hasn't done is hoist the trophy as a head coach. 2 outs away.
Oh boy, another absolute knee buckler, and they are 1 out away. Strike 1 to Schaffner. And now a strike away from a championship. What a celebration there will be. Yes, sir, that's it. And Boomer Sooner baseball in a blowout wins the national championship 13-2 over Carolina. dominant run through the NCAA tournament for Skip Johnson boys, who get a chance to dogpile between third and second base as they win their third title in school history. You can now add 2026 to 1994 and 1951. And it was a no doubt about it performance, boys, in game 3.
It's pretty incredible what this staff did with this team, honestly. And the run they went on and then started to feel invincible, even after getting beat a game in the finals. But today came back and they left no doubt as to who the national champs are going to be.
You see the emotion there from Jackson Willits, who was one of many stars, but I think the star of stars here at the College World Series. And it's just incredible to watch this team perform at such a high level for such a consistent period of time against the best opponents the game of college baseball could have possibly put in front of them. They just continued to climb the ladder, and now they'll hoist the trophy, and they couldn't be more deserving.
That's a great point. I mean, this was not a road that was paved with gold. There were a whole bunch of potholes that were presented to the Oklahoma Sooners, and they just kept taking a step by step by step, and they eventually knock out North Carolina. The World Series trophy, and we will now send it down to the tournament most outstanding player.
Unbelievable.
He is with Chris Budden. It's presented by Capital One.
Yes, Jackson Willits and Kyle Branch, you guys have had some incredible stories here. Jackson, I'm going to start with you. What was the message between this team after falling in game 2 that you guys were able to regroup like this?
I mean, first off, I got to give all glory to God and give thanks to that. But, I mean, we were just confident in ourselves. We knew what we had done all year long and what we'd done in the postseason, and we just took it one pitch at a time.
It really wasn't all year long because you guys were sub 500 in the SEC. How do you explain how this team is able to hold up a trophy?
We trust our process, man. I mean, we had a process. We did it the whole regular season, even though the results weren't what we wanted. We did the same process in the postseason, and we're on top now.
You do it with your daughter in the stands and sharing a dugout with your dad. You came over here and got down on your knees. How would you describe the emotions of this journey?
I've been wanting to win a national championship for the Oklahoma Sooners since I could remember, and to actually do it, I don't even have words to describe it.
Congratulations, Jackson.
Thank you.
Kyle, come over here because you were one of the big stories of this entire World Series. Your last at-bat, just like your brother's last at-bat in Omaha, you went yard. Describe the emotions as you were rounding the bases.
Pure joy for our team. I had a teammate, Uriah Walters. He told me earlier today that I was going to do something special, and for him to tell me something like that with the way things have been going was just, it had to be a God thing. And so we have to give glory to him and all of our thanks.
It's been incredible to watch you and your family, and if you're going to eliminate your brother out of the World Series, you might as well do it holding a trophy. What's this experience been like for the Branch family altogether?
A dream come true. That's all I can put for it, and I know Colby was excited to see that ball go over, as I was, but just to have my family here and just be a part of such a special run with this team has just been unbelievable.
Let's celebrate a national championship, Kyle.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Ravi.
All right, KB, terrific stuff. And OU reigns the baseball world, man, with a championship tonight here. And it was Jackson Cleveland who did it in fine fashion. Caught looking to end it. In his second appearance, he gets the save and the 4-3 win over Georgia and shuts the door here, boys.
Yeah, pretty awesome. And cool to hear that from Jackson Willits and Kyle right there. I mean, just the emotions of the reality of this ride and the ups and the downs, the family component. The whole Willits family. I mean, Reggie's a Sooner. Now his son's a national champion as a Sooner, and he got to watch him do the whole thing.
They started freshmen in every game. I don't think we'll ever see that again.
Yeah,
a freshman made a start.
Not for somebody that makes a run this deep.
No way.
No chance.
The story has so many layers to it, it's impossible to unpack. I hope we did a decent job over the last 2 weeks. But just a run we'll never forget. We'll remember the Branch brothers. We'll certainly remember the Mercurius brothers.
Yes.
It's quite a story. And Jackson Willits deserving of the most outstanding player because he certainly was a bright, bright star this week.
Well, hundreds of teams start this journey in the fall, and you wind it down to just 8. We want to congratulate all the college baseball players that put on such a show over the course of this season. And we want to also say thank you to our entire crew here who tirelessly worked for almost 2 straight weeks. Kyle Peterson, Chris Burke, Chris Budden, and our entire crew. I'm Carl Ravitch saying so long one more time from Omaha, where the Oklahoma Sooners are going back to Norman as champions of the college baseball world. They win it by a final score of 13-2, and they pound out 14 hits in doing it. And you see all the emotions from the kids as well. Those are tears of joy, and those are tears that when you think about the road trips and the sleepless nights and the film sessions and the frustrations that go into it.
And being down 8-2 in an elimination game against a team that felt unbeatable, and then having to go on the road for a super regional. This team has been through it all.
Our guys in the truck and our entire crew, our producer Billy Palladino, our director Jeff Evers, and your entire team, thanks so much for all you do. One more time, Boomer Sooner Nation, enjoy it. You are national champions as we say goodbye.
Welcome to Omaha, a 5-letter haven in the rocket ship world of college baseball.
This is the best 2 weeks in all of sports.
The greatest show on dirt.
Wow! A masterpiece from Joey Volchko tonight.
Troy wins for the first time ever in Omaha. Trying to get Guzman home. He bolts for the play.
Yes, he did!
The 3rd cycle in men's college World Series history.
Say goodbye! Hall hits it out of here!
What a moment for Dayton LaChance.
You can put the Yankees in front of me, I don't mind.
Carolina is championship bound.
The Branch family has a memory for a lifetime.
Georgia had an incredible season.
The boys from Norman will play for the trophy. No!
North Carolina and Oklahoma.
All the juice of a championship series.
And it is gone!
LaChance leads again. Dives and makes the play. The Sooners move 1 win away from a championship.
Game 2, North Carolina and Oklahoma.
And Carolina's got a lead as Schafter sprinted in from 3rd. 2-run home run for Nicholson. North Carolina has forced a winner-take-all Game 3. Either Oklahoma or North Carolina. Tonight, one will say, we are champions. Underneath and off the glove of Paulson. Kyle Branch delivers in the clutch. First time in a long time, it's the Oklahoma Sooners who are the College World Series champions.
ESPN, the home of champions. The home of Super Bowl 61.